boy, let's just get into it, I guess.
Hello, everybody.
You guess.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean,
You have to greet them.
Yeah, I'm going to. Give me a second. Let me work up to it. I gotta
You're supposed to work up to it before you hit record.
Nah. Who
Chop
needs
chop,
it?
bitch.
Yeah.
What?
Chop
What?
chop. Chop chop. Shh. Welcome back. We are the Bonsai Movie Crew. Don't forget to check out all our social stuff down there.
Somewhere
down there. Doo doo doo.
the final
also-
song.
Huh?
Somewhere down there. The final song.
I wish Crystal would sing that to me every.
Yeah.
Or never mind.
Yeah, I got it.
Somewhere down there.
I followed you. I got you.
We should probably say it a little bit if we do have any followers that just listen to us.
Say what?
Like where to find us on YouTube and stuff like that.
On YouTube. Just type in the Bonsai Movie Crew. You're gonna find us. And why do they? If they can see it, they're already on YouTube.
Well, yeah, but if
But
they're
he's saying
listening,
like they're just listening. Spotify, Apple, wherever you're listening. What else? Amazon.
Yeah, Google Podcasts. You can pretty much find us anywhere now.
Yeah, any podcast place.
Pretty much any
Besides that
pod.
one that we dropped.
No,
That
we
wasn't a
didn't-
podcast,
We didn't drop
that
a
was
podcast
a-
place. We just dropped.
That was a
Rumble.
video place.
That's
That was
what I meant.
Rumble.
Yeah.
Rumba
Yeah.
was a Rumba.
Rumble.
Rumble was a
Wamba.
video place.
Yeah. You can find us anywhere, Spotify and all that. Also, new news.
New news.
News.
We got a Discord now. So if you're listening to us, I'm going to put the link to the invite for Discord. So if you want to, you can join us and hop in our Discord, and you can talk to us directly, along with the rest of the people, what we would call our crew.
Mm.
We're not a gang. We're not a gang. But the rest of
Not
our
yet.
crew,
Our gang.
we're also not a rap group either. So we're not that kind of crew. We're just a movie crew.
We get to 1,000 followers or something. I'm wearing like a sideways hat.
Welcome to the crew.
Start divvying out jobs.
But if you want
You get
to,
a
you
job,
can click the
and you
link.
get a job.
Click the link in the description for our Discord, and it'll send you to the invite, and you can just join. There's nothing to it, and you can talk to us. And if you don't like something we have to say about a movie or anything like that, then just let us know your opinions. Just like I said before, don't be a
nice.
dick, because we will kick your ass out.
Please be nice to us. We're sensitive.
Yeah,
And
we're not-
eventually
well,
we-
she's sensitive. I'm not sensitive.
Eventually, we
sensitive.
could probably stream like movies.
Yeah, I would
through
like
there
to
on
do something
Discord.
eventually. So if we get enough people in the channel, we can start streaming stuff.
Yeah.
'cause,
Yeah, we all just get in.
yeah.
just talk
It's
about
just
the
it's
movie
just
while we're
a
sitting
private
watching it.
channel. It's not
Yeah.
like it's something that you have to pay for, or it's exclusive or anything
Yeah.
like that. It's just a private channel for
Yeah.
everybody who wants to come in and talk to us, or ask us questions, or even talk about the movie that we review.
Yeah.
Or even throw some ideas at us if you think that we should change something about how we do the podcast. Let us know. We don't care.
Yeah.
We're open.
We're open.
We're open to suggestions.
We're great at taking rough criticism.
hmm Well, Eric's great at taking rough penis too, but
Oh,
Shh. Shut
Yeah.
up.
You guys and your
that
gay
took
shit.
a turn.
yeah, it took a turn.
Yeah.
There's
Already.
more of that
It's-
though in the Discord. if
It's
you're
been a
good.
while since we've had dick jokes on the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
I think we're
We
getting
haven't
too
done
mature.
any. We haven't done any gay shit in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll suck your dick.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, it has been a while, so we're just gonna go right at it, I guess.
Hot, hot.
Yep, he's gonna go right at it.
Going at it. All right, let's get on.
Let's move on.
He's like too far.
All right, let's get too far. Going too far with it.
Too far.
Anyway,
Back
let's
up.
get into our creator profile.
You wanna read
for
it?
the week. Sure. Just don't take forever.
Don't be take forever?
I've
Yeah.
been reading faster just
Do
for you
English,
guys.
Joseph.
Huh?
You guys are
Said
the ones
do
that interrupt me
English.
every 4
Do
seconds.
English.
Is this
I don't
English?
do English. Join my crew. You ain't gonna do English. This week we are doing Dennis Hopper.
Which one was that in the
He
movie?
was like the
He was the crazy cop guy.
take it all
Okay.
down.
Oh, I know who that is.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like Pedro Pascal.
Mm,
No,
no.
Yeah, he
No.
does.
not even a little bit.
I
No.
think he does a little bit.
Pedro Pascal is much taller, far more handsome.
I wasn't talking about height.
And I'm pretty sure he's got some Mexican roots.
Definitely,
And
hence the
Dennis
name
Hopper,
Pascal.
Like very white.
I never said that their roots were the same. I just said they kind of look similar.
But
Jeez.
he definitely looks Mexican. Whereas Dennis Hopper
Who
does not.
does? Him
Pedro
or
Pascal?
Pedro?
I think it's just their
They do.
nose. I think maybe you're like, yeah.
I thought
they
it
got
was kind of like their eyes.
I think we should put a picture next to each other, like just compare
I'm
and
not gonna do
contrast
that.
because I don't believe that.
I'm
I
I'm
don't,
not gonna do
I
that.
don't
You're just
believe this
adding
at
more
all.
work to my.
No, I'm gonna do it when I get home. I'm
and
not
you're
saying
gonna be
right
like,
now.
nope, I don't see it. I think
Exactly.
you're just talking about like maybe his.
Oh,
maybe
the
his
Discord. That's where this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send it and I'm gonna be like,
What do you guys
no,
think?
Madison.
What do you guys think? See, this is where the discussion in Discord could happen. See, the funny part is we could start doing this shit live too.
Mm-hmm.
And if we did it live, then you guys could really jump into the conversation.
Yeah.
And yell at me because I say a lot of things that are wrong.
Because I would too. If you guys join the Discord, I'll do it live on the Discord. We'll do it live because I don't edit anything out of the podcast. Nothing.
Yeah.
All I do is add the segues. That's it. So if you guys want to jump in to the Discord, just saying we'll record live and that'll be that.
And
So
then
you
we
can
can
get
have
into our
discussion.
conversation and our discussion, and we'll talk to you about it as we go.
Yep.
This is why we're a crew, man. We're not just the four of us. We want everybody involved.
Originally, it was just 3 of you.
Originally, we started out.
We're the OGs though.
yeah,
Yeah.
Joseph and Karen. I came
Sorry.
along after
We're just
Matt.
additions.
yeah. We've done
just
a
the
lot. We've
newest
made a lot of
addition.
changes though through over the past. How long has it been? Like
I
year
mean,
and a
you
half
were on the
almost?
show
Yeah,
before
about-
me.
Yeah.
I was.
So
Yeah, you did a show with them and Matt.
I was just a guest.
yeah, just
though.
one though. Yeah, she did one with us. I don't remember what movie it was.
Wasn't it Hocus
Hocus
Pocus?
Pocus 1 and 2.
It was Hocus Pocus. You're right. Yep.
See,
No, wait,
I
because
remember things.
No, it wasn't Hocus Pocus.
No, it wasn't.
no, because
was
he was in
Hocus
Hocus
Pocus.
Pocus. Didn't
No,
you
he-
do Hocus
no,
Pocus with
Matt
us?
did.
I don't think I did. I came in after
I did Hocus
Damnation
Pocus, I
Alley.
was
She
there.
did with
She
yeah.
Hocus
Okay,
Pocus
I
and
know
Matt
she
was-
did. I just
Matt
didn't know
did
if.
because Matt was at the Wetch party with us.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because that was whenever we were picking our movies every week
Yeah,
instead of just randomly selecting them.
I like
that's
that
kind
better.
of nice sometimes. A little bit back then. Be
A
able
little
to, like,
sometimes because sometimes
It
you
got-
you
it-
pick a movie out of the box. You're like, I really don't feel like watching that,
choose. Yeah.
but you do. Like I didn't feel like watching Texas Chainsaw
But
Massacre
you have
2
that-
weeks ago.
You
but
have
we
that
did.
either way though, because like if somebody else picks a movie and you don't want to watch it,
You still watch it.
so it really doesn't matter.
It doesn't though because eventually, because what it comes
At
down
least
to
this
is,
way, when it comes out of the box, it's not personal for anyone.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
No.
All right, Dennis Hopper, everybody. Hopper was born on May 17th, 1936. He's old in Dodge City, Kansas.
Did you just say he's old? Did you just say
Yeah,
he's
she
did.
old in
She
there?
went straight
She
in.
just
Said
threw
he's
that in the middle.
old.
He's old in Dodge City.
You know he's dead, right?
Well, no, duh.
Shenanigans. Okay.
He's old.
Oh my God, she said he's old and he was born in Dodge City.
He's not old anymore. He's dead.
Because he's old.
That's not
Was old.
Was. Past tense.
No, he's still old. Just
No.
because he
No.
dies,
He's
not
doesn't mean
aging
his
anymore.
Age
No.
doesn't stop.
No, his age does stop.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
his
stops when he
aging
died.
stops, but he's still the
when
same
his time
age.
said
He's
he's
just
done.
older.
He's done.
Okay, sorry, he's older.
Who the
Can't
fuck
be-
is
what?
that?
In Dodge City, Kansas.
Did you guys ring the
this-
doorbell whenever you came in?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No.
The son of
It wasn't as inviting as it usually is.
And you
the
say my
door was
ring,
open.
my ring camera's like, hey, somebody's at your door. Like, no, the fuck
and
they're
James
not.
Miller Hopper. Okay. He had Scottish ancestors. Hopper had 2 brothers, Marvin and David. After World War II, wow, he's old. I learned about that war. Okay, listen.
We all
I
did.
learned about
Yeah.
that war in school. That's
It's
horrible.
called American history
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I don't
all
like
learned
it.
about that.
or
Oh,
world
Mr.
history.
Reed's listening too.
That's the one with Adolf Hitler.
Oh, was it really?
And the Japanese.
I thought that was.
Dude,
You're laughing.
I have to tell you
I
something real
thought
quick.
that was its own thing.
So
okay.
we were talking about World War II and like
What?
the Japanese or whatever, and
I thought the
Jeremiah
gas
literally
chambers.
almost made me like spit my drink out
World War
yesterday
II.
because he was talking about some
We're
Japanese
just-
guy who
Hey, don't overtalk people when somebody else is talking.
Sorry.
he paid like $45,000, some huge amount of money for this dog costume so that he could literally look like a dog all the time. And it's
Who did this?
some Japanese guy, and it literally looks like a dog. Like he can walk in it and everything, and it looks like a dog. And he did this interview in the dog costume and everything. He won't say his name or nothing because he doesn't want his family to know or whatever. And we watched this video where this guy's talking about, it's like My Strange Obsession or something like that, whatever. And we watched this video, and then when it was over, Jeremiah looked at Jack and he was like, and that's why you never bombed the same place twice.
Fuck.
I was like, oh my God. Anyway.
That's why you never bomb the same place twice.
Anyway. Sorry.
Damn.
It's good.
I know, right?
After World War II, the family moved to Kansas City, Missouri, where the young Hopper attended Saturday art classes at the Kansas City Art Institute. When he was 13, Hopper and his family moved to San Diego, where his mother worked as a lifeguard instructor and his family was a post office manager, having previously served in the Office of Strategic Services. The precursor to the Central Intelligence Agency in World War II in the China, Burma, India theater, Hopper was voted most likely to succeed at Helix High School, where he was active in the drama club, speech, and choir. It was there that he first developed an interest in acting, studying at the Old Globe Theater in San Diego, and the Actors Studio in New York City. He studied with Lee Strasberg for 5 years. Who's that?
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know who that is
Okay.
either.
Hopper struck up a friendship with actor Vincent Price. I know that name. Who's he play as?
He's a fucking legend. That's
Yeah,
why
he
you know
plays-
his name.
Who's he play as?
He was in Edward Scissorhands as the inventor. The inventor, his dad, the guy who created him.
The guy who died.
Okay, I know that's not giving me much, though.
He was also in the original House on Haunted Hill.
Never seen it.
He did all kinds of movies back in the day.
If you
mostly
saw him,
horror.
you'd know who he was. Keep reading and I'll find
He
it.
wears he has a mustache and he's got a very eccentric kind of voice.
You're not helping any.
I love Vincent Price.
Okay. Whose passion for art influenced Hopper's interest in art. He was especially fond of the plays of William Shakespeare. The Odyssey of Dennis Hooper.
Dennis Hooper.
The Odyssey.
No, that's Toby Hooper. That's the director of this movie.
Whoopsies. The Odyssey of Dennis Hopper was one of Hollywood's longest, strangest trips. Goodness. A one-time teamed performer. He went through a series of career metamorphoses, studio pariah, rebel filmmaker, drug casualty, and comeback kid, before finally setting comfortably into the role character of par excellence, with a rogues gallery of killers and freaks unmatched in psychotic intensity and demented glee. Along the way, Hopper defined a generation documenting the shining hopes and bitter disappointments of the hippie counterculture and bringing their
Madison.
message to movie screens everywhere.
Oh. Okay. That's all I got. I
Okay.
can't help anymore.
It's sad. I thought I did better, you know.
You did. It's fine. It's
Just
it's
that
one
generation,
small thing.
though.
It's no big deal.
One small thing amongst the others.
I just
You're
feel
doing
like-
much better than my kids. My kids, they don't even watch movies really.
I
Jack
just
is
feel
about
like
the
I'm
best.
failing as a father, you know what I mean?
You're not. You're not.
That hurt.
You're doing just
That
fine.
hurts. It hurts that you don't know who Vincent Price is.
That
I'm
is a
sorry
very-
I don't
that's a
watch
very
movies
small
all
thing.
day. I have a life, you know. No, I'm just kidding.
It's a very small thing. It's very fine. It's fine. You're fine.
Just keep reading.
Stop sci-fiing.
He's over here all sad, panda like.
Stop side-eyeing. It's creepy.
We need to have the violin,
The sad Hulk music.
the sad violin thing, so I can hit
The
that.
world's
when you get
smallest
upset.
violin.
It's just, you know, you try so hard as a parent, you know?
It's hard to
Oh
try.
yeah, I know. Trust me, I know.
So
We should have watched a movie every time I came to visit then.
we watch movies all the time.
New movies? You never made me sit down and watch old movies.
We just watched the
You're-
Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Now,
too.
not whenever I was a kid.
Because you didn't care. You were a kid.
You gonna
Okay,
learn
well,
today.
Don't fucking tempt me. I'll
Okay.
start pulling out some old ass movies.
But
We'll watch
listen,
fucking Creature from the Black Lagoon.
How are you going to be disappointed in me whenever you just now started showing me all these movies? Whenever we're on the podcast where I'm supposed to know a bunch of movies.
Okay, well, how about this? Do you know who? What's the guy? Brad?
Pitt?
No,
Then no.
I can't remember his name now. He played Pinhead.
Nope.
Brad.
Brad. Sorry, what? I was looking for
Pinhead.
for
He was
sad.
Pinhead.
Oh.
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah. I know. I forgot his last name too.
Sorry, you were saying.
Yeah, I wasn't in the moment. Brad. Oh God, I'm skipping.
I know it's Brad something.
Ow.
Anyway, you wouldn't know him if I said his name because
Fuck.
even though you watched the entire Hellraiser series.
That's not gonna bother
did
me
not.
either.
Yeah, you did whenever you were a kid.
I don't remember.
Exactly.
No, that's not even what the point was. The point was you didn't show me any of these movies until I just started the podcast, but I'm supposed to know all these
Okay.
movies for the podcast.
Doug
Yeah, I get it.
Bradley.
Doug Bradley.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing. You've watched all the Harry Potters, right?
Yeah,
Who plays Voldemort?
I'm
See.
bad with names.
Or no, Professor Snape.
I know this one. I just don't know his name.
Are you still
Who?
sad?
Alan.
Alan Buckley. I don't know.
It's Alan Richson.
Oh, I knew that.
He was
plays
also-
in Die Hard. I'm not stupid.
Yeah, he was Gruber.
I told you I know faces, I
That
just
whole
don't know
music.
names. Bad with names.
All right, keep reading.
And I watched the Harry Potter movies like a zillion times whenever I was a kid, so it
Yes.
doesn't count.
If she doesn't recognize names from movies that she's watched millions and millions of
All right,
times,
who
she's-
played Harry Potter?
Daniel Radcliffe.
Shut up,
See,
Karen.
I
Where
I
did
knew
that.
that one. I knew
Shut
that
up,
one.
Karen.
I knew that one.
I know who
All
plays
right, who
this
played
one.
Hermione?
Oh,
Emma
come on.
Watson. Was it? It wasn't Emma Watson, was it? Was
It
it
is.
Emma Watson?
It is.
You can't look at me like that. I knew I was right.
Who played Ron?
I don't know. He's a redhead.
Jesus.
Damn.
I don't
There
fuck
went all
with
our redhead
gingers.
listeners.
Damn, dude. She's gonna get all kinds of hate letters. Like, fuck this podcast.
What's wrong with redheads?
Sorry.
That little 16-year-old bitch over there.
Let it
All
be
right.
known, her opinions do not reflect the rest of us.
Exactly. Yeah. So we are all of our own mind.
Yeah.
So she doesn't speak for all
Equal
of us.
opportunity for any kind of hair
Say I
color
was
you have.
kidding, but I really wasn't. I never liked Ron.
Ron Weasley.
Yeah. He's why I stayed away from redheads, really.
What's wrong with Ron Weasley?
I just didn't like him. I thought he was really whiny. I don't like whiny people.
Compared to Hermione.
Hermione didn't
She
whine.
fucking
She was
whined.
smart.
I don't know. I can't.
Anyway,
can't
just
speak.
keep reading.
Ron
We're-
whined.
We're taking too much time.
Yeah, we are.
Hermione
Sorry.
was smart.
I
All
thought
right, come
girl
on.
redheads are hot. Some of them.
The chicks are.
I'm not
but
disagreeing.
Most of them, anyways. See, now I don't even know where I was because you guys were yelling at me for not knowing that
I
one
was
guy.
not yelling.
You're right, Dad was.
He was sad.
I was not yelling.
He
at
was
all.
sad.
You were
mad.
yelling, crying.
Come on, just read. I'm
I
about
don't
to
know
start
where
yelling.
I was. Oh.
Sad
Along the way, Hopper defined a generation documenting the shining hopes and bitter disappointments of the hippie counterculture and bringing their message to movie screens everywhere. By extension, he spearheaded a revolt in the motion picture industry, forcing the studio establishment to acknowledge a youth market they'd long done their best to deny. Oh, I get the hiccups. Hopper began acting during his teen years and made his professional debut on the TV series Medic. In 1955, he made a legendary collaboration with the director Nicholas Ray in the classic Rebel Without a Cause, appearing as a young, tough opposite James Dean. Hopper and Dean became close friends during filming and also worked together on 1956's Giant. After Dean's tragic death, it was often remarked that Hopper attempted to fill his friend's shoes by borrowing much of his persona, absorbing the late icon's famously defiant attitude and becoming so temperamental that his once bright career quickly began to wane. Seeking roles far removed from the stereotypical troubled teens that previously dotted his resume, Hopper began training with the Actors Studio. However, on the set of Henry Hathaway's... Like Anne Hathaway?
I don't know.
Oh. From Hell to Texas, he so incensed the cast and crew with his insistent upon multiple takes for his improvisational.
Improvisational. It's like improv.
Yeah, I know that's what it meant. I just didn't know how to say the word.
Oh.
Improvisational techniques. The reshoots, sometimes numbering upwards of 100, that he found himself a Hollywood exile. He spent much of the next decade mired in B movies, if he was lucky enough to work at all. Producers considered him such a risk that upon completing 1960's Key Witness, he did not reappear on screen for another 3 years, with a noteworthy role in Hathaway's 1965 John Wayne Western, The Sons of Katie Elder. Hopper made tentative steps toward a comeback. He then appeared in several psychedelic films, including 1967's The Trip and the following year's Monkeys Featurehead, and earned a new audience among anti-establishment viewers. Okay. With friends Peter Fonda and Jack Nicholson in front of the camera, Hopper decided to direct his movie and secured over $400,000 in financing to begin filming a screenplay written by novelist Terry Southern. The result was 1969's Easy Rider, a sprawling drug-fueled journey during an America torn apart by the conflict in Vietnam. Initially rejected by producer Roger Corman, the film became a countercultural touchstone, grossing millions at the box office and proving to Hollywood executives that the ever-expanding youth market and their considerable spending capital would indeed react to films targeted to their issues and concerns, spawning a cottage industry of like-minded films. Along a pariah, Hopper was suddenly hailed as a major new filmmaker, and his success became so great that in 1971, he appeared in the autobiographical documentary American Dreamer, exploring his life and times. The true follow-up to Easy Rider, however, was 1971's The Last Movie, an excessive self-indulgence mess that, while acclaimed by jurors at the Venice Film Festival, was otherwise savaged by critics and snubbed by audiences. Once again, Hopper was left picking up the pieces of his career. He appeared only sporadically in films throughout the 1970s. Most of them made well outside of Hollywood. His personal life shambles. His marriage to singer-actress Michelle Phillips lasted just 8 days. Dang.
That sounds like a successful marriage.
That's insane. Like, some of these marriages I hear about are insane. They're just insane to me. Can you imagine being like, yeah, let's get married, and being excited, get married, and then like
3 days later, like, I think we did, like, I think we made a mistake.
And then like you're not married anymore, so like that means it's over, right? Like, all of it.
Right.
Like, you don't just go, okay, well, let's go back to our relationship and try to work on this.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
it's insane to me.
Fix a relationship, fix it while you're married.
People kill me anymore with it. I can't believe how quickly they'll just be like, you're right, like how quickly they're just like, oh, well.
Like,
never
marriage
mind.
to me is not something you just enter into. Like,
but we're also like, you know,
it's too much of a
middle
pain in
America,
the ass. Like,
you know,
like marriage is like, there's all kinds of paperwork and
yeah, but
I's
these people got so many fucking people working for them. They probably don't. To get married and divorce, it's nothing.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So
pain in the ass.
Their lawyers take care of it.
Yeah, their lawyers take care of it all.
That's why it took me forever to get married. It's a pain in the ass.
It is a pain in the ass.
Hopper spent much of the decade in a haze, earning a notorious reputation as an unhinged wild man. An appearance as a disturbed photojournalist in Francis Ford Coppola's Apocalypse Now did little to repair most perceptions of his sanity.
I don't remember him in that movie.
There were a lot of people in that movie. Apocalypse Now?
Yeah, I just don't remember Dennis Hopper in that. I remember a lot of people. I just don't remember him.
Dennis Hopper and
I have to go back and watch it again,
Michael, was it
Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas, yeah.
Then in 1980, Hopper traveled to Canada to appear in a small film titled Out of the Blue. At the outset of the production, he was also asked to take over as director, and to the surprise of many, the picture appeared on schedule and to decent reviews. Slowly, he began to restake his territory in American films, accepting roles in diverse fare ranging from 1983's teen drama Rumblefish to the 1985 comedy My Science Project. In 1986, Hopper returned to prominence with a vengeance. His role as the feral psychopath Frank Booth in David Lynch's masterpiece Blue Velvet was among the most stunning supporting turns in recent memory. While his touching performance as an alcoholic assistant coach in the basketball drama Hoosiers earned an Academy Award nomination, while acclaimed turns in subsequent films like 1987's The River's Edge threatened to typecast Hopper, there was no doubting his return to Hollywood's hot list. And in 1988, he directed Colors, a charged police drama starring Sean Penn and Robert Duvall, while subsequent directorial effects like 1989's Chattahoochee?
Sure.
That sounds fun.
Okay.
Sounds like a fun word.
And 1990's
Say it again.
Chattahoochee?
Chattahoochee.
Chattahoochee.
Probably.
Try that hoochie.
Okay.
I've only ever heard that in like
It's
a
not
country
hoochie,
song. Is
it's
that a country song?
Chattahoochee.
Uh,
I've never even heard that word before.
There's a country song that's got that word in it, isn't there?
yeah.
I don't know.
I
You're
can't think
asking
of it
the wrong
though.
person.
Mm-hmm.
It'll hit me at some point in
I
time.
hear
It's
it
it's
at
an older
work.
country
Is it gonna
song.
hit you like that hoochie? Chattahoochee.
It's got that twang
Okay,
to it a little
and-
bit.
I heard it at work.
Yeah,
In
I'm trying to think what name
1990s
it's
Way
film
down
noir.
on the Chattahoochee, is that it?
Yeah, something like that.
In 1990's film noir, The Hotspot failed to create the same kind of box office returns as Easy Rider over 2 decades later. His improbable comeback continued throughout the 1990s with roles in such acclaimed quirky films as 1993's True Romance and 1996's Basquiat. Okay. Hopper was also the villain Duar. Oh, so many weird words. In several Hollywood blockbusters, including 1994's Speed and the following year's Waterworld, and was even a pitchman for Nike athletic wear. He also did some largely forgettable films such as Ron Howard's Ed TV in 1999. In addition, he also played writer in Beat Extraordinaire William S. Burroughs in a 1999 documentary called The Source with Johnny Depp as Jack Kerouac and John Turturro as Allen Ginsberg. In 1997, Hopper was awarded the
King
distinction of appearing
King
87th in Emperor magazine's list of the top 100 movie stars of all time. Hopper contracted prostate cancer. Heard prostate before. What is prostate?
It's your butt.
Yep.
Yep, okay. In the early 2000s and died of related complications in Venice, CA in late May 2010. He was 74 years old. I guess he took it up the butt too many times.
No, he just didn't go get his butthole checked.
It's even
Back then, they
worse.
had to go to the doctor and get fingers shoved up their butt and get checked.
Guys don't really
Maybe
like
he wasn't
that
gay
too
enough
much.
then.
Don't
All
you
right.
still?
Huh?
After 50?
No, they do. They do it a different way now.
Oh.
They don't stick their fingers up there no more.
Oh.
I'm sure some doctors may still do it that way,
There's
but
still certain doctors that
there.
will.
I think now they just stick a camera up there or something.
Well, I know
Yeah, just
I knew
go-
that they did cameras, but I thought that was like after they found a problem.
It's like butt pornography.
Maybe. Who knows? I might go to the doctor at 40 and go get it done, and I might realize, wow, I like that.
I thought it was 50.
I was always told it was 40.
I think it might depend on your medical history.
You only got a few years
could be wrong.
left.
Yes, I do. I'm looking forward to it.
Let me know how that goes.
Right? Hey, I won't have prostate cancer, and you will.
Well, I'm just saying, like, let me know how it goes because you'll get it done before I will.
Oh.
Just by a couple years.
I'd be like, Eric, it wasn't that bad, man. It was
Then I'm
actually...
going to come out.
He'll go,
It was
"Yeah,
terrible.
Thinking about
You'd be
going
like,
back.
No, come here.
Thinking
You
about going
lied
back.
to me.
I
No,
left, and I was like, call me.
No, Dad's gonna be like, come here, Eric. I want to show you something.
Let me show you what they do.
No.
I know. I want to show you in the video they did. I got a home video to show you.
They let me record it. Can you believe it?
They gave me a copy.
They did 2 cameras. They did one up the butt, one down the pee hole.
All right.
right.
Favorite Dennis Hopper movie?
True Romance.
Oh, man. I'll just say Speed because it's the most one that I've known. That and Super Mario Brothers.
He was in that movie?
Yeah.
The
King Koopa.
original
Then that one.
from '93. He was Bowser,
Yep.
King Koopa.
King Koopa.
Then that one.
King Koopa that turned Bowser.
No, there was no Bowser in that movie. It was King
it
Koopa.
was just King Koopa. Yeah.
Same difference.
I'm gonna go with.
Really?
I don't know, man. That's a pretty good. I like them both in Speed and Mario Brothers. As much as they all hated doing Mario Brothers, it still
thought he
holds a
did
special
good.
place in
Yeah.
my heart.
I agree, but whenever True Romance is on the list, I have to pick True Romance.
I don't because he wasn't in it that much. So
It doesn't matter. He was in it.
I guess I don't know. True Romance is okay, but
I love that movie.
Speed's a shit.
Always thought he did a really good job as a villain.
Yeah, he does. He does a really good villain.
Yeah.
That was another thing I did like about in True Romance is that he went against the grain, and he actually like sacrificed himself for his kid.
You're right.
So I really like that too.
I think my favorite movie of his would probably have to be Mario Brothers. Also,
Hmm.
like I don't know. He was great in that, and as much as they all hated doing it, I love that movie.
Oh, I agree. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
I don't
It
care
might
what
not
anybody
be
says.
great. It might not be very honest, the source material, but it's still a good movie.
I said that should be in the box.
I think it is.
It
isn't
might be, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we did the other one.
Well, I don't know. It might not be. I don't know if we ever put it in. Anyway, let's move on here.
Well, I did the other one because it was just like it just came out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a new release. All right, let's move on. Oh,
There's not a lot of good movies coming out, is there?
not really.
Hmm.
That's why we only cover older movies because all the new ones suck.
Yeah.
Like they're bashing the fuck out of that Madam Web movie. Like it's
Hmm.
garbage.
It's not.
Really?
It's not on any of the lists.
I didn't think it was.
I wanted to watch it, but if it's garbage, I don't know.
It should be in there. Yeah, I'd put it on the list. All right, let's get into what everybody's been watching.
What the hell have you been watching?
Let's start with Madison. What you been watching, dog?
Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A bunch of
Okay.
demons running around,
Okay.
killing people.
Be like a dude from South Park. Okay.
Mr.
Okay.
Mackey.
Okay.
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 All right, Eric, what you been watching?
Deadpool 1 and 2.
As you should.
Yeah.
Did you watch that trailer? Like, ah.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Then I watched Witch Hunter.
Is that the one with
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel?
Yeah. It's actually pretty good. I enjoyed
It's
it.
not terrible.
Yeah.
It's
It
not
wasn't
terrible.
like, over the top. It was actually pretty.
It's very over the top.
Well,
like as a witch hunting movie, yes, it is over the top.
no. I enjoyed the movie.
It's not bad.
I
It
picked-
definitely was one that people quickly forgot about.
Yeah.
I never heard of it.
See,
Check it
Sorry.
I mean,
I think once you saw it, like, oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
this.
I might. Like, but it was, I guess, of just in and out.
yeah. Once you get past like the first part of the movie, it's actually kind of gets into a little bit more
Yeah.
of a deep meaning, I guess, or not deep meaning, but
I just remember whenever he was promoting that movie, I remember watching him play D&D with Critical Role, I think it was,
yeah.
and he was getting into that shit.
Oh yeah.
He's a big D&D.
Yeah, he was like getting
he's a
into it.
huge
I was
gamer,
like, yeah.
Then I watched, I think, the first episode of the new Halo season.
I've seen the first episode.
Yeah, that's
too.
about it.
Damn, that came out quick. Because the first season just came out, right?
Last
Wow, back?
year.
Oh,
last year.
Oh,
You got last year or the year before? I can't remember.
wow.
Might have been 22 actually.
Thought
Yeah.
That came out
About just a
recently,
year
but-
ago.
Yeah.
Um,
Karen, what you watch, man?
Family Guy, Super Troopers, a movie called Breaking Barbie. I invoked my half-hour rule in that movie.
Oh, did you? It wasn't that good, huh?
I said, I'm done. Turn it off. Caddy-Hack.
What?
Caddy-Hack. It was a movie about like these killer gophers and caddies fighting them, and it started out like really funny, and then it kind of drug in the middle, but the ending was amazing, so they made up for
So
it.
it was like they took Caddyshack and just kind of
Yeah, it's
ran
kind of like a
with it.
parody of it.
It was like
but
a
yeah,
parody horror movie.
it was pretty good. I mean,
Did the Gophers dance?
yeah, they actually had a party. They got drunk.
Uh,
It was pretty funny. It was really good. I liked it.
What kind of shit do you guys watch at home, man?
All kinds of stuff. A movie called Laid to Rest. It was alright. The movie,
Laid to
like the ending
Rest.
sucked. It was a.
Sounds familiar.
I didn't like it. Night Swim.
Didn't like it, did you?
Mm-mm.
See, I told you.
Mm. I really liked all the actors.
That's what I said. I was like, the actors did great.
Yeah.
But the movie itself was dumb.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, it wasn't like poor production design or anything. It was just a dumb premise for a movie. I
Dumb
was
premise. I agree. Like, I don't know who heard that premise and was like, "Yes, let's do that."
Like, yeah, killer swimming pool. Yeah.
Yeah, because like at the end
Was
when
it a
they
money
when they
grab?
did what they did,
No.
like when they did what they did, I was like, why didn't anybody do that before?
Yeah.
Novel idea.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, there's something in the barn.
I haven't watched that yet. Is it good?
I liked it.
Was it?
Like a lot of people.
That's the Christmas one, right?
Yeah, and everybody was like, you know, they didn't know whether it was going to be or it should be like a kid movie or an adult movie. I disagree. They knew exactly what they were doing, and what I got from it was sort of like a Gremlins vibe.
Okay.
And they knew what they were doing with that. I mean, did we know?
I don't think it matters if it's like either or. Like, did
Exactly.
you have fun watching it?
Exactly. It's just
That's-
it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun, and that's
my
exactly
thing.
what
Like,
it was.
People argue the same thing about Gremlins. Like, it's for kids. Nah, it's for adults. Like, the way I see it is, it doesn't matter who it's for. If you enjoy watching it,
Exactly.
That's all it. Yeah, that's all.
Exactly.
It is.
It was. I really liked it. We really enjoyed it. It was good. Onyx the Fortuitous. I finally got around to that.
What did you think of that
I
one?
loved it.
See, I
I
told you,
love
man.
that
It's so
guy.
good.
God,
It
I
was
love
so
that
funny.
guy, and I love that movie. That movie was amazing.
Yeah, the movie was fucking great.
And we watched Fall, the one about those two girls that climbed to the tower.
Oh, yeah.
Tower.
Oh, fuck that.
Listen,
Wasn't she imagining that girl up there the whole time?
Shut up, dude. I've never seen the fucking
Yeah.
Neither
movie.
have I.
I
Oh,
don't even
I'm
know
not
what
watching
you're
it now.
talking about, but like
Shut
Oh.
up, Karen.
I said, I don't know what she's talking about. But listen, so
Oh.
I don't have a fear of heights. Never have. I did watching that movie though.
Did you?
Oh my god, the way they shot those angles. Like I don't get scared watching heights movies, and I'm not scared of heights.
But they got you looking down the whole time.
But no, it's just the way they have these angles and the way that they shoot it and the way that these girls acted, and like it was amazing because like I'm watching this and the way that they were climbing.
Yep.
Like when they're standing up there and stuff, it was okay because you're not really like paying attention so much to that. But, like when they're climbing and when they're like the way they shoot these angles and stuff, like I was sitting there with like a blanket, like oh my god.
No,
like it was really
You
good.
could never get me to climb one of those damn towers.
Oh no.
The
Why?
swaying, the wind up there. Oh my
Why
god.
would you want to?
Jeffrey Dean Morgan plays her dad. It was a very good movie. I highly recommend that movie.
Why would you want to climb?
Even
one of
though
those
Madison
things in
just
the
gave it
first place?
away.
She didn't.
Oh, okay.
It's very good.
I don't even know what movie she's talking about.
She did though.
Yeah,
She didn't.
she did.
It's a very, very good movie. I recommend it to anyone because, like I said, it doesn't. I'm not scared of that stuff, and for me to sit there the whole time just being anxiety ridden, that to me is a very good movie. So,
Okay. Is that
They
it?
make a shit ton of money, the people that climb up there and change that light bulb.
Oh, is that what they were doing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
Was it like a telephone pole? What was it?
No.
no, they were just, they wanted to climb it and say that they climbed it. They're
Thrill seekers.
thrill seekers.
All right,
Wow.
me, I watched a whole lot of nothing. I did watch the first episode of Halo. Apparently, this season is supposed to be better than the last season. I'm not seeing it yet, but I've only seen one episode, so there's that. I did watch another episode of True Detective. They're not doing a very good job of pulling my attention on that either.
That makes me sad.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it'll get better. There's some interesting. Well, So there's a couple scenes that gives me the Thing vibes, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah. That's definitely one
So-
of my top 10 movies right there.
Yeah, so like that's one
Ooh.
good thing about it, and it also takes place in Alaska where like they have like 30 days a night and shit like
Mhm.
that. So like they're going through a period of night.
That's strange because I thought that this one and the first one were supposed to be connected. It's not connected?
Not
No?
that I've seen yet.
Because preliminary things about it before they released anything on it was that they were the first and this one were supposed to be connected.
I don't know
somehow.
how they're connected yet. If they are,
Maybe they're not. Maybe they changed their mind.
maybe I just haven't gotten to a point where they have connected the two.
Mm.
So I've only seen like
'Cause the way I figured they were going
2
to
or
connect
3
them was that
episodes.
either there's like a cult that was doing what was happening like in the first one, or
This
like,
one is giving me cult vibes because there's a circle thing that they're used like a symbol.
So maybe they're the cult
So
is-
maybe.
connected to the
Maybe.
first one. Maybe.
But I've been still watching Arcane, getting through that first season again because I just miss it so much. Because it's such a good fucking show, such a good show. And then Ada had never seen Kill Bill.
Oh, that's
So-
you have to rectify that.
I did.
Yeah, that's what I said. You have to rectify that.
We watched both of them.
You know, I don't think I've actually sat down and
Oh,
watched it.
shut your fucking whore mouth.
I don't really, honestly, I don't think I have.
Should I
You were
play the
just
sad
talking about
music
shoving your
again?
finger up his
Huh?
butt.
Should I play the sad music again?
Man, what is
No,
going on?
I just never got the chance to like actually sit down and watch it.
I love those. Are like
I know.
if you don't want to do those movies on here because I will say nothing bad about them. Nothing.
Oh, I will. Just
I'm sure you
ruin
will.
Your fucking
But I
day.
don't care. I'm like, I don't care. I love that aspect of it. That's all I'm gonna say. But we watched both of them, and she did like both of them. So I told her like, it's not even that like one's better than the other. They're just both great movies. The first one, a lot of people will say is better, but the second one has a lot of things that I love. Like Paime in the second one, dude. He's the best character of all time.
I gotta be honest, I don't remember the second one very well. I remember, obviously, the ending and the beginning. The middle is where it kind of gets a little dark for me.
I love it all. I love it. But I love Quentin Tarantino. He has not made a bad movie yet to me. So I love him. And I think that's all I watched this week. I haven't really watched a lot. I've been a busy dude. Busy. So I haven't had time to play a lot of video games. Went down to play Warhammer on Sunday. And thinking about getting back into Magic.
Good lord.
Yeah, I know. So thinking about start playing Magic again. And then because I've been playing online on Magic Arena, and I just miss playing it.
Next
Well,
thing
fun
you
game.
know, they make a show or a movie about magic too.
They could. There's
My
a lot of
wife's-
lore behind Magic.
My wife's brother, he's really into the Magic.
A lot of people are. I'm
Right.
sure he's probably down there a lot.
He goes to like California and shit like that for some of them
Conventions and shit.
convention- Yeah, for Magic and shit.
Yeah. The place here in town now that just opened up, Cardboard Horde. They're allowed to hold legal tournaments and shit. So it's pretty cool. But that's where I go play Warhammer and shit too. So
Yeah.
But anyway, that's all I've watched. I haven't really watched anything else. Let's move on. Let's get into our movie this week.
Let's talk about the movie.
This week we watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Karen, go ahead and give us that plot synopsis.
A dozen years after the original massacre, a couple of yuppies are attacked by Leatherface while calling into a local radio show, blasting their ghastly murders over the airways. Fed up with the inaction from local law enforcement, Lieutenant Lefty Enright decides to go rogue and sets out to finally put an end to the terror which has been gripping his community. 1 hour and 41 minutes. No rating, apparently.
Which angst and attitude.
Carolyn Williams plays Stretch. Dennis Hopper obviously plays Lefty. Bill Johnson is Leatherface. Jim Sadow is the cook. Bill Moseley is Chop Top. And that's as far as I'm going.
So as
Sounds
far
good.
as you need to go.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into it. Let's go around the table. Would you watch? Would you recommend?
Remember.
I remembered this time. I remember this
He
time.
did.
I've been telling it in my head this whole
Like
time.
this whole time.
Since we started the podcast. I'm like, remember to do the would you watch and recommend. Eric.
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
I would recommend to people that want to watch, like, are into horror movies and stuff like that, but I would not watch again.
Okay.
I think
Fair.
if you're going to watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre and you're a horror fan, you should watch them all. But so
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah, watch it, but I'm probably not going to watch it again.
Right. Okay. Madison.
No.
No. she
Just
just
straight
said
up no.
For me, I'm with you guys. If you're a horror movie fan, you're going to watch this movie. If you're not a horror movie fan, I wouldn't recommend it to you. I wouldn't recommend this to my mom. I wouldn't recommend this to just any guy off the street. But if you come up to me and say, I love horror movies and
I've never seen
I
Texas
need
Chainsaw.
to recommend me a good horror movie that I've never seen, and if you're...
Well, if they include the word good, I'm going to say no.
yeah.
But if they
Well, it depends on what you're looking for in the movie. Like if you're
I
looking
guess.
for
I
a
just...
a
If
movie
you're
with
looking
like
for
a
good, then not
slapstick
this one.
kind of comedic, like this is almost like Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2.
Except not good.
No.
I'm going to shut up because I'm doing
I
my
can't.
shit.
Yeah.
I can't say it's anywhere near Evil Dead 2.
No, I'm not saying that it is anywhere. I'm
I
just
get what
saying
you're
it's
saying.
kind
Though.
of
It's
like
got that slapstick vibe.
so. The first one
They're
was
going for
serious,
that,
but then
yeah.
in the second one, when they kind of went on to
I
make
didn't
fun
get
of the
that
first
vibe.
one.
I got the vibe of them trying to be serious but failing miserably.
No, they were going for slapstick.
That's not
They
the
were.
vibe I got.
They were going for slapstick and they were going for dark humor.
They did bad.
Which is weird for a movie.
And what kills me is that Toby Hooper says that this one shouldn't be that much of a surprise to people who are a fan of the first one because the first one had dark humor in it, and this one is very much reminiscent of the first one. Where
I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
All
the
I
first
see
one
is like a rehashing of the first one, only done in a slapsticky manner.
I agree.
And in a different setting,
Yeah, in a different setting, kind of.
really.
Anyway, we'll get into
Yeah,
that.
we'll get into
I'm
it.
sorry, I'm not going to get.
So
too
that sounds
far
like a
into it.
very, 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 very light recommend.
I remember liking this movie too, like when I was younger. Somehow, or maybe I was thinking of the wrong movie, or I don't know. Maybe I've never seen this movie. I don't remember this movie at all.
See,
Honestly.
that's where I was confused. Because
Seriously.
like when we talked about it being the second one, I was thinking of like what you guys were. What was it? The remake or whatever.
Yeah, the remake.
The remake is
The
one I
sequel
was
to the
thinking.
remake.
Yeah, I was thinking of the sequel remake. That's one I was thinking of because that one was kind of like stuck in my mind. The dinner scene where it was like gruesome as shit, and then I started watching this one. I'm like, nope, definitely not the same movie.
I know I've
So
seen
this
the
is the
first
first
one.
time I've seen this movie.
I know I've seen the first one. I remember Chop Top, but I must have just not seen this whole movie, or I must have just seen bits and pieces, or
So why is his name Chop Top?
Well, did you see his head?
Chopped Top.
Chop top.
That's it. That's why his name's Chop
Yeah.
Top.
It's a nickname. It's a loving nickname that his family gave to him.
Yeah.
His brother's name is Nubbins. I mean, really? Like, you're surprised that
I
his name
thought
is
it was
Chop.
Leatherface.
Well, his name is.
They're
Leatherface.
twins. The hitchhiker that got killed in the first one, him and Chop Top are twins. That corpse that he carries around is Nubbins, which is the hitchhiker from the first
Okay, I was wondering. I didn't know.
I thought. Okay.
I wasn't paying attention. Dude, you don't understand. I had to watch this movie in 3 different sequences because of how much I had crap.
I actually don't know how I did know that. Maybe I knew. Maybe I found that out in it. Maybe I don't know. I don't know how I knew that.
Yeah, I didn't know because, I started watching it last night, and then I had to leave because I had to go get Crystal some medicine. So I didn't get to
They
finish
called
it.
him Nubbins, didn't they? Or they called him that in the first one,
Yeah.
didn't they?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't know how I knew that, but it is his twin brother, and that corpse that he's walking around with is Nubbins, and that's the hitchhiker from the first one.
Makes sense. Okay.
See, I thought that Chop Top was the hitchhiker.
I see.
because
That's
of
what I
the
said. I was
metal
like, nah, it
plate.
can't be him because he got ran over by a fucking truck. Or
But I said, well,
whatever.
he's got a metal plate, so maybe they fixed him.
No, apparently Chop Top was in Vietnam when that stuff was going on.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you clarified.
You're welcome.
Anyway, Jesus. Okay, so that's a very recommend. Let's get into the movie here, and
Oh boy.
yeah,
Oh boy. A lot to
oh
unpack
boy,
here.
a lot of well, thank God the plot itself isn't super long.
Be
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and read it. All right. The film takes place in 1986, 13 years after the events of the first film. It begins with Buzz and Rick, two rowdy high school seniors racing along an abandoned stretch of highway, or Texas highway, en route to a weekend of fun in Dallas. They are heavily intoxicated and use their car phone to call and harass an on-air radio DJ, Vanita. Is it right? Vanita?
Yeah, that's her real name.
Vanita Stretch Brock, played by Caroline Williams. Unable to convince them to hang up, Stretch is forced to keep the line open.
I'm so happy those guys got killed.
I am too, but I don't understand. Like, why didn't she just hang up the phone?
Jeremiah looked that up because we didn't understand it either. I thought it was sort of like a telemarketer thing because like telemarketers can't hang up either.
Yeah.
But he looked it up. Apparently, I wrote it down. So, apparently, it was a thing that kids used to do. Like, they'd call radio stations and they had some kind of block so that the other person couldn't hang up. It was called jock block. And it was a big thing back in the 80s that people would do this. They would call radio stations and they would put some kind of block on the line so that the other end couldn't hang up.
That's weird.
They didn't describe that at all. So
No, but back when the movie came out,
it made sense.
It
to
made
people.
sense to people
But
because it
how
was
about
a thing
doing something
that was,
where it ages a little better?
Yeah, it
You
was
know
a
what I mean?
thing
Like-
back then that was pretty commonplace, so people just knew.
Right.
I thought it was like a telemarketer thing where it's like a kill switch. That a telemarketer cannot hang up. You have to hang up on them. That's what I thought it was.
That's
but
so weird. Like, how are they not able to just hang up the line?
What, telemarketers?
No, I mean, like, like this block thing. Like, it's so weird.
I don't know. I guess I just thought it was, to keep, like, for a radio station. Like, the kill switch is in another room. So, like, the radio and people in the radio booth can't hang up because they don't want the person in the booth to have that kind of control. They want the person outside of the booth to have that kind of control.
Right.
Okay, but I mean, every phone it was landline back then, so why not just fucking yank it out of the wall and be done?
Well, but still, it's not in the booth. There's no control, so that you pull it out of the wall, it's still connected somewhere else.
Well, the person
booth
outside
is-
the booth can
Sure,
could do
yeah,
that.
I get that. But
So if they plug it back in, they're still on the line with them?
yeah.
Well, at the very least, just unplug it, be done with it for a while. Like, all right, we're not going to take any calls right now because these dickheads won't hang up. So.
Yeah. No, in that kind of radio station, it'd be different because it's such a small station. There's only 2 people in there. I assume
Yeah.
she has full control. But anyway, I'm just saying, like, that's what I thought it was, but apparently it's not. It's some kind of thing called jock block. It was a thing they did back then.
That dude's laugh was annoying the shit out
Oh,
of me.
I know,
Just
dude.
as
He
bad.
kept
Dude,
laughing.
I think that they were
That
supposed to be
was-
annoying, but they still got off easy.
That was
Like,
just
he just
as
chopped them up and was done with it.
that was just as bad as the fucking girl screaming from the first one.
Oh
That's
my
how
God.
bad
No,
it was driving
I
me
think
nuts.
I think Stretch was worse than the girl in the first one.
I
But we'll get into
disagree.
that.
I don't understand it. All right. Unable to convince them to hang up, Stretch is forced to keep the line open. Buzz and Rick soon encounter a large pickup truck that runs parallel to them on a remote bridge. Suddenly, Leatherface, played by Bill Johnson, with the decayed corpse of the hitchhiker. Yeah, so the hitchhiker from the first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And wielding a chainsaw emerges from the back of the truck and proceeds to attack Buzz and Rick. After a short struggle, Rick tries to shoot Leatherface with a .44 Magnum revolver, which misses his target. Leatherface then slices off a part of Buzz's head, which causes the car to crash. The following morning, Lieutenant Bode Lefty Enright, played by Dennis Hopper, former Texas Ranger and uncle of Sally Hardesty and her invalid brother Franklin, who were victims of Leatherface and his family years earlier, arrives at the scene of the crime. to help solve Buzz and Rick's murder. Lefty has spent the last 13 years investigating his niece and nephew's disappearances while investigating reports of mysterious
Sally
chainsaw
didn't disappear, she got
killings
away.
across Texas. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, well, they also made it sound like in the movie though that like she didn't get away.
Well, and I wrote that down too. I was like, so why didn't they believe Sally who got away?
That's what I'm
he
saying.
even said,
Like,
he, like, you didn't, like, he even said something about not believing her, and then they made it sound like she didn't even get away. And I'm like, in 2 sentences, you just,
contradicting yourself.
yeah.
I don't understand either. According to this though, it says that she disappeared.
But she didn't.
But she didn't because she got away at the end. So I don't know. That's a good question. If anybody
So-
knows the answer, please let us know.
Yeah.
Our call lines are open.
My
Oh.
phone number is.
Go ahead and tell
Don't
me your phone
jock
number.
block
Don't
I
us,
tell me-
can't.
though.
I'm a minor.
Yeah, don't jock block us.
Can't. I'm a minor. You gotta give them your phone number.
So if you were an adult, you would go ahead and give it out?
Yeah.
I'm not going to give out my number. I'm just going to tell you that. I'm not
Yeah,
doing it.
I
Yeah,
agree.
no.
I'm not.
You don't want me to give them your number?
Comment on the
No.
Discord. We'll talk.
You get calls all day, anyways.
From people who want me to work for them, not random fucking weirdos.
No,
No
weirdos.
offense.
They're
If
viewers.
no,
and
if
stuff.
they're listening to us, they're weird.
No,
We're
if they're
weird.
people on the internet
People.
are weird.
people,
People
we're
on
on
the
the
internet.
internet,
I know.
Yeah,
We're weird.
We're weird.
so they're weird like us. So we like people like us.
No,
That's
there's
not true.
weirder
Not
ones.
necessarily.
We don't like people like us.
Yeah, but like they said, there's weirder ones out there.
Like who?
Guys that laugh maniacally, like the dude in
They're
the
in
movie.
Texas. That don't count.
Anyway,
We're all connected through the interwebs.
Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
all right. Although regarded with disdain by his
Ow.
peers, Lefty can convince the local newspaper to print a tiny article about his quest for justice. The article captures the interest of Stretch, who brings him a copy of the audio tape that recorded the attack on the two teenagers. Initially mortified, Lefty asks Stretch to play the tape on her nightly radio show so the law enforcers and people will have to listen to him. See, I didn't understand this because
I didn't either.
she goes to him like, "Hey, I have this tape of the killing. This is like perfect evidence." He's like, "Yeah, get out of here. You're crazy." Like,
Yeah, and then literally
What
like
are you
5
doing?
minutes later, he goes back and he's like begging her to do something.
yeah,
with
I'm
this
like,
tape.
why didn't you believe her in the first place, man?
Yeah, and then he asks her to play it. Like, do you not realize it's going to make her a target?
That's what he did.
That's what
though.
he
He
did.
said he said that.
He did
though.
that for a reason.
That's why
He
he
said
did it.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever
I don't
she
remember
falls
him
in the
saying that
hole,
either.
the initial hole, and he tries to get her out, he said, "Oh, girl, I'm so sorry. I used you.
Oh, okay. I
Like,
didn't hear
that's
that.
what he
I
was
guess
saying. He
I
was
didn't
using
hear
her
that.
for bait.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. I apologize.
And then he didn't even
But
show
I
up
still
on
don't
time.
understand. Like, at first he's telling her, get out of here, and then he goes back and he's asking her to play the tape, unless because he realized that he could use her as bait.
That's probably what I'm guessing from it.
Yeah, now that I think about it, now that I know, because I didn't hear him say that.
Yeah.
I guess. So.
But yeah, he used her for bait, and I don't know. We'll get to the end here in a
Yeah.
minute. As the sounds of the horrible attack echo across the airwaves of Texas, Leatherface's family arrives at the radio station. While preparing to leave for the night, Stretch finds Chop Top, played by Mil Mosley, who was stationed in Vietnam during the first film and is the twin of the hitchhiker from the first film, which waiting in the lobby. When she tries to get rid of him, Leatherface emerges from the darkness. Horrified, Stretch locks herself behind the metal door of a storage closet, holding
Define
up.
irony.
Huh?
Define
Oh,
irony.
the big metal door. Yeah.
In the first one, it keeps people in, and then
And
this
then
one, it's
is
keeping them
him
out.
Yeah.
The wall
was I?
didn't though.
Horrified,
Mhm.
Stretch locks herself
I said
behind
the
a
wall
metal
didn't keep
door
him
of a
out.
storage closet, holding off Leatherface until he comes through the wall. Meanwhile, Stretch's co-worker, LG, played by Lou Perryman,
Oh, that poor guy.
yeah, arrives but is beaten badly with a tack
I couldn't
hammer
help
by
from
Chop
laugh,
Top.
Though. Like when he's laying there, every time he hits, his arm just kept going like this. I start laughing.
He so that guy spits a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
He's always spitting, even whenever he like lost his face.
And
he's
just
still
straight on the
spitting.
floor too. Like there was
right on
like
the
not
floor.
even outside, just on the floor.
Yeah.
In the
I have
studio.
to admit that I was a little jealous when he made her a fry house. Nobody's ever made me a fry house.
That is nice of him.
Yeah.
He even let her wear his face.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, no, he didn't let her.
It just
Leatherface made her.
I mean, she was still wearing his face when it came
he
to
didn't
though.
stop her.
Well, what's he gonna do at that point? He didn't
it back
exactly
on?
let her.
I mean, he really wasn't in the right mind, anyways. But
Would you?
no,
Anyway.
all right. As Leatherface approaches Stretch, about to attack, she does some fast talking and charms him into sparing her.
Okay. During that scene, like, she could have ran a million times instead of standing there, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. That is why she was more annoying than the first girl. Because I will agree, I liked Stretch as a final girl better than her because at least she had some moxie. But all she did was scream, oh my god, over and over again, or just scream. That's it.
At least it wasn't like needles in your ears, though.
No, because she couldn't get that high of an octave.
Exactly.
That's it.
yeah,
That's the only thing she had going for her.
That, and she really didn't scream as much.
Yes, she did.
Not as much.
No, we just in the first one, just Sally screamed a lot consecutively.
Sally didn't have as much screen time screaming.
Yeah, like she was
That's
just
what I
screaming
mean.
through the woods for about 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever. That's what the most annoying part of it was, that she just kept screaming and
The
screaming.
dinner part.
And then the dinner part, she was screaming. But in this, Stretch doesn't scream all at once. She just screams a lot here and there periodically throughout the movie, which does make it annoying. You know, like screaming isn't going to help you at all. It's just going to let them know where you are.
I think the more annoying thing for me is that the way they did it was sort of the same way that you see those girls running, where they run, but they're running really kind of slowly and they keep turning back.
Mhm.
Like, she's screaming and screaming, oh my god, watching as this guy's like, cutting ice. Like, she could get up and run. She could do a million other things than stand there, oh my god, oh my god,
I
oh
don't
my
understand
god.
that part
Like,
either.
do
like,
something. Don't just, you've got time.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a few minutes. He's busy.
mhm.
That was the thing that annoyed me.
While she wipes the soda on her face.
Yeah.
All right. As Leatherface approaches Stretch, about to attack, she does some fast. Oh yeah, okay. After a moment of distraction, Leatherface restarts his chainsaw and tears through the studio, slashing at walls, furniture, and studio equipment, but leaves Stretch alive. He returns to the reception area where, hold on, they didn't even like get to the part where like he's like pretty much about ready to fuck her with that chainsaw.
yeah.
Which was really just
Weird.
weird.
Again, it goes back to the whole pussifying this family in the second round here. And I
Yeah.
really hated that.
Like, I don't know. I didn't like the fact that they tried to make it where he had a love interest.
Yeah, the whole love story between her and him, I hated it. I hated.
really a love story.
It's not a love story, but his love
Let's
interest.
call it that for lack of a better word, because that's exactly what she was trying to do. She was just trying to like.
Seduce him to
get
away.
She
away.
even breaks up with him. It's not gonna work out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But like, I hated that. Easily the worst part of this movie.
I agree. That was
I know, it
really
was
stupid.
weird. It was just
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. She Madison was like, so isn't that, what do you call that, Dad? Like everything's nice, like a butterface.
Yep.
She's a
Butterface.
Like, yeah, everything about her looks good except her face.
Yep.
Yeah. Because she just wasn't that attractive.
No.
But goddamn, she had some badass legs on her.
She did have
Yep.
nice legs. I agree.
Yeah.
She did have some nice legs.
That's probably why they call her Stretch.
Probably.
I think so. Anyway,
And all those poor people ate that chili.
I know, dude. When he won the chili contest and then he started walking, I'm like, oh, that's the guy from the first one.
It's people.
Oh!
He's definitely feeding them people.
What's the secret? The meat.
Yeah, when he started talking, I was sitting there like,
And then that girl, you see that girl in the background, like scoop it into her mouth, and you're like, oh.
Well, as he's talking, and you see it like falling off of the
And then
he
like
pulls the bone out of her mouth.
yeah, he's like, oh, don't worry about this piece. It's like,
He's
yeah,
like,
it's a
he's
big
like,
piece of peppercorn.
yeah.
Peppercorn
like-
my ass. That's a toe.
Or a tooth, or I don't
No,
know,
it was a toe.
bone
It was
or
a
something.
toe bone.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right.
She pulled out. She said, "Oh."
Yeah, peppercorn. You don't know what a bone looks like? Yeah, dumb.
Anyways,
He returns to the reception where he leads Chop Top to believe that he has killed Stretch. Leatherface and Chop Top haul the mortally wounded LG off to their home, followed by Stretch, who winds up trapped inside the Sawyer home, which is abandoned carnival ground decorated with human bones, multicolored lights, and carnival remnants. Wait.
How did they get there like that? How did they get all of that?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, so it goes straight from where she's at to like her running away, but then like she just falls into a hole where their house magically is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. Like, how fucking close do they live to that radio station?
Very very nice, huh? To just have your house that close in proximity to where you're gonna kill somebody, right?
Right. I'm just like, so these people literally live like less than like half a block away from where this radio station magically is. Like,
well, you see her
it makes
driving
any
down
sense.
the road quite a bit.
No, she
and
didn't
they have
drive.
that-
She was
she didn't
running.
drive at all.
They
She was
have-
running,
she
and
was
they were
running.
in their truck
Mhm.
trying to chase her down, and then she goes into those like big.
No, they weren't chasing her
No,
down.
they weren't chasing her down.
They
She
weren't
was
chasing
in
her.
her Jeep, and she got out of her Jeep to follow them
like an
after they
idiot.
got to the carnival area. Because she
Oh.
drove her Jeep.
I must have missed that part then.
Yeah,
you
she
might
Yeah,
be
I
right.
did too. Like
She
I
drove
only
her
remember
Jeep.
her running.
You might be right about it. I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
she drove her Jeep.
I think
following
my brain
them.
must have just collapsed on
Well,
itself.
like I said,
a
I
few
had to
times
watch this in
watching
three different. Like, I watched it last night, like the first part, and then I had to watch a little bit today, and then I had to watch a little bit after dinner.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
So
and I'm watching it, so I had to watch it all in increments.
yeah.
So
She followed them, and Lefty followed her, and then Lefty was following her, but he was like chasing her with his car in the little like bone.
yeah, and she thought she was
structure.
being followed.
Oh,
park
I do
area.
remember him being the one behind her, but
Yeah.
I thought
I just
she got chased and then she got away from them, and then
No.
she thought that they got behind her again somehow.
No, she
I don't
followed them
understand.
all the way to the carnival area, and then she seen them starting to get
Okay,
close
well
to
that
the
makes more
entrance,
sense then. I
and she got out of her
didn't.
Jeep
I
and
guess I
okay.
didn't.
Yeah, I
Start
think you're
walking.
right.
I just don't understand how they could have all of what they have and not be discovered whatsoever.
Yeah, like,
Underground.
all that
So-
Yeah, but
electricity.
even then, like, they're
I'm
using
not
up
saying it
somebody's
makes
electrical
sense.
bill and all that.
She
and
said, "I'm not saying it makes sense."
They got a generator.
the one generator.
They took
one
the one from the
generator
first.
for 2,000 lights.
They took the one from the first. They're Christmas lights. How much juice can they pull?
They also had a bunch of
lot.
lamps.
I'm not saying it makes sense.
It doesn't make sense.
and all the stuff they got running in there.
Yeah, you know, chainsaws. And
All right,
They go through a
um,
lot of gasoline.
What what are all those pipes for?
Same pipes from the Goonies. They
Yeah.
took that.
Yeah. That's leftover from Kronk, or from yeah.
Yeah, after the ship sailed, they took over the cave system.
I'm telling you,
It's weird.
living under.
This one really doesn't make any lick of sense. Like the part where they he finally finds Franklin's dead, rotting corpse. in
Yeah,
the
what's he
wheelchair.
doing there?
Like,
Did
why
they
is he
move
there?
him?
Like, yeah,
Right.
why did they move
Did they
him?
take all of their courses with them when they
That's
decided
what
to
I was
move?
wondering. Wheeled him there. Even had a still flashlight in his hand and everything.
Yeah.
It's their trophies.
After 13 years, that flashlight still works too.
Well,
Not
it,
for
it
long.
died.
Damn good batteries.
Yeah.
Yeah, it died like as
It
soon as
did
turned.
die pretty quickly.
It did die very fast,
Yeah.
but still.
It was
You're
his
here
last.
with me,
his
aren't
We'll,
you?
we'll bash on this
flicker of
movie when I'm
life.
done reading about it.
Yeah.
Um,
You're here with me, aren't you?
where was I here?
Yep, nope,
No,
no anymore.
Damn it. No. Leatherface approaches attack. She does not fast. Charms him. All right.
I believe that you did.
I don't remember where I was. This is why I hate stopping halfway through a paragraph. Okay, Leatherface and Chop Top haul the mortally wounded LG off to their home, followed by Stretch, who winds up trapped inside the Sawyer home, which is an abandoned carnival ground decorated with human bones, multicolored lights, and carnival remnants.
I want their decorator's card.
Yeah. Lefty soon turns up with 3 chains. Wow, they're really just skipping through a lot of this, aren't they?
Oh, but
Now, what's the point of the chainsaw? Why don't you just go to a gun store
That's
and
what I
buy a
said.
bunch of fucking
And then that
guns?
scene where he like got the chainsaws,
dude, I wrote that down
and
too.
he was like hacking
yeah,
at it like it was an axe. I was like, what is he doing with the chainsaw?
yeah. What did I put?
And that
to?
guy, the chainsaw
The guy was
owner,
like,
was like
"Oh,
laughing about it.
oh."
Yeah, I put
Oh,
why?
oh.
What? The way Dennis Hopper was hacking at that log with the chainsaw. The fuck? Like, what the hell? I didn't
That,
get
honestly,
it either.
If you're a chainsaw like dealer or whatever, and you see somebody doing that, would that show off some red flags? Like, why are you swinging it like that?
No,
Well-
he was getting into it. He's like, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, like, and at first he acted like he was all scared of him, and then he's like, "Do you want to try him out?" I'm like, "If you're scared, why are you asking him to try him out?"
You don't want to try him out, sir?
Yeah.
Maybe he's got a thing for, like, people using chainsaws.
No, I'd be like, "Okay, have a nice day."
It was kind of a weird.
That whole
moment.
exchange of that scene
It was very,
weird.
very
Like it
strange.
didn't. It almost didn't belong. Like
no,
just,
it not only
it
did
really
it not belong,
didn't.
but it just didn't feel right, and it felt like it should have been a deleted scene.
well,
the whole chainsaw
even
thing
just
should have been a
okay.
deleted
Buy
scene.
buy the
Yeah.
chainsaws. Like I can see that as kind of like a karmic justice. He wants to
Yeah.
go in and buy those chainsaws and use them against them. I can get behind that. But the hacking scene didn't need to be there. He could just go in, buy the chainsaws he wants, and throw the money at the guy. That would have been more lefty of him.
Instead, he went out there and just started hacking away at this log
Ah,
with a chainsaw like it was an axe.
Yeah.
I was like, what is he doing?
I was watching it. I'm like, you're going to break that chain.
That's what they like. I'll be surprised if that chainsaw isn't
Fucking
broken.
bar
Mhm.
would be fucking bent.
Yeah, anything like
That
you
bar
just-
would be bent.
Yeah.
He would be not usable. I
Yeah.
mean,
Especially that long one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Lefty soon turns up with a chainsaw of his own and begins to carve up the home in a rage shortly before he finds the remains of his aforementioned nephew, Franklin. Stretch finds LG dead and takes a look around the hideout. Drayton, played by Jim Sydow, finds Stretch roaming the grounds and the family captures her. Lefty eventually finds her being tortured at the dinner table and saves her. Drayton tries to bribe Lefty with money, which is retarded. But Lefty slashes Drayton's backside right in the ass
Yeah.
with the chainsaw and frees Stretch. A battle between Lefty and Sawyer and the Sawyer family ensues, ending with a chainsaw duel between Leatherface and Lefty, which is also dumb.
Yeah.
As a wounded Drayton commentates from under the table, Lefty gains the upper hand and impales Leatherface in the stomach. In the end, Lefty and most of the Sawyer family, Leatherface, Grandpa, and Drayton, are killed when a grenade, which Drayton recovers off of the hitchhiker's preserved corpse, goes off prematurely. Only Chop Top and Stretch escape, where they have a final battle in a carved-out rock tower that overlooks the property. Despite being slashed several times with a straight razor, Stretch grabs a chainsaw held by the mummified remains of the family's grandmother in a ritual shrine in the rock tower, which we'll get there in a second. Let me finish this.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Stretch then gets the upper hand on Chop Top as he cuts him with the chainsaw, causing him to fall off the tower and to a presumed death. The final shot shows Stretch standing on top of the tower and emulating Leatherface's famous chainsaw dance from the ending of the first film.
Which she didn't do.
Which she didn't do. It was terrible.
It was
What was she doing?
cringeworthy.
She was like dancing with it. Like,
No,
I was
you know
like, what are
you know
you
what
doing?
you know what it reminded me of,
What?
and it was supposed to remind you of Leatherface anyway,
Right.
from
The
what I'm about to
previous-
talk about. But you remember in Scary Movie 3 where the ring girl had the chainsaw and she does this.
Oh yeah,
Like, that's what it reminded
that
me
might be
of.
what they were making fun of.
It was what they were making fun of. They were making fun of Leatherface doing
No,
this.
I'm talking about her. Like maybe they're making fun of her too.
No, because that came out after. But her, like, Stretch doing
Scary
that.
movie.
Yeah, Scary Movie 3 came out after.
Yeah, he's saying
That's
Scary
what I'm saying.
Movie
Maybe he
3
was making
Oh,
fun of
making
her
fun of
too.
Stretch?
Yeah.
Because that's what it reminded me of, was her doing that reminded me of the girl in Scary Movie 3 rather
Too bad
than
there wasn't a log
Leatherface. It was
above-
more like reminiscent of the girl from Scary Movie 3.
Like I said,
doing
too
it.
bad there wasn't a log above Stretch. Make it fall on her head.
Mm.
Yeah, that was really dumb the way she was dancing around up there. And then why was their grandmother in this like carved out rock?
I
Where
actually
she
wrote,
was
like,
She was
Tower.
still
Find
alive, too.
yeah, yeah.
Was
Yeah, did you
she?
catch that? He was like, you killed her. Because her eyes opened and...
Yeah, her
Oh,
eyes,
really?
she moved.
Yeah.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
She moved and her eyes opened.
Yeah, her hand moved.
Did you hear what they
And-
said? How old the grandpa was? He was 137 years old.
Yeah, and
I
Grandma
was like,
must have
what
been...
the fuck?
Yeah, Grandma must have been pretty close to that, too.
Yeah.
But, like, I even read that into. I said, like, so there's some kind of shrine to Mama Chainsaw up top, and nobody's noticed that
That's
at
what
all.
I'm like. Nobody's ever seen this before. It's out here in broad daylight.
Mhm.
With staircase leading
Yeah.
right to
Like,
it.
yeah, it's clearly a shrine of some size,
Just
some
'cause you
some
put a-
kind, and nobody's ever been like, "What's up there?"
Right, and just because
Or
you
even
put
like a
rope
helicopter
there,
flying over, like, what is this property right
Mhm.
here?
and just because you put a rope there doesn't mean people won't go up.
Oh
The
no,
rope?
that's more likely that people are going to go up.
Right.
Yeah. Do
Like-
not trespass. Like people are going to be like, I'm going to go in there.
Yeah, what's up there?
Yeah. Oh, let me go back here to the beginning of my shit here because I know I didn't cover everything I had here.
I
'Cause
just,
there's a lot to talk about here. A lot to unpack anyway.
I
I
just
was-
don't think the movie flowed well with itself.
Didn't.
Like,
no,
it
the
didn't
writing
go
was
well
dog
together.
shit. Which so was the first one, and the writing
Because
in the
you
first
go
one was
from
dog
like this
shit.
you go from like this beginning part where like you have the
It seems like
radio
they
build
station.
up
Yeah, they
fucking-
were kind of
Right.
like building a little bit of something.
Yeah, it was like you were building
and then it
all
just
of a sudden
falls
boom.
off a cliff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it was like all of a
Right.
sudden boom, here you are in their lair and everything. Like there was no like
Build
leading
up to it.
up into it. It was like they were building and then all of a sudden you boom.
There
Like
you
you
are,
said, it
yeah.
was boom, you fell off a
It's
cliff.
like she literally fell into it. So
It seemed like this movie too, like the soundtrack didn't match
I hated
The
the
movie.
music in this
Oh,
movie.
I did too, but like it was jarring in the effect that it didn't match the movie. And what
Yeah,
what
I
I
agree.
mean by that is that, like
It sounded corny and kind of
Yeah,
cheesy.
the
and-
intro-
the movie.
The intro to it should have kept the original intro where,
Yeah, you had just like this.
Oh yeah,
metallic
like images and
yeah.
like the metallic stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
should
more
have.
like he said he was trying to do with this one. He was trying to bring it into more of a dark humor kind of realm, which I
And
don't
he
think.
says the first one did that, but it didn't.
I disagree. I, don't think
agree.
the first one was like that at all.
I
Like,
agree with you.
I think it was a straight up
Horror.
low budget horror movie.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
nothing less.
And this is my thing with that. Like the soundtrack was so jarring because the rest of the movie plays out like a semi decently budgeted horror movie.
Yeah.
And the soundtrack plays like some hokey horror movie that had no budget at all.
Yeah.
So it's almost jarring how the two play together. You know? They just like when the soundtrack would kick in, you're like, whoa, like this doesn't
Yeah,
it
because
doesn't
in the
meld.
first movie, the music didn't play unless Leatherface was on the screen.
Yeah.
Unless it was there to like enhance the scene itself. Because like even like all the dialogue stuff and everything, even a lot of the like chase scenes and stuff, there wasn't a lot of music.
Right.
It was just the chainsaw is all you heard and her screaming.
It
and
just
running.
didn't fit at all.
It didn't fit at all. It just felt like it was like, I don't know, maybe in post production or something. Somebody was like, man, I think we just need more. Like, because that's what sets the tone for for a movie. Is,
Well, and
is the
it was
music.
also it was sort of like they had like this, like I said, this budget for this movie, and then they were like, just pick the cheapest music that you can find, and just throw it in there.
And that's exactly what it sounds like. It sounds very, very cheap.
Mhm.
It sounds very cheap.
And that's what makes it so jarring because you
Yeah.
can tell that they had a budget for this one, but then the music just doesn't reflect that at all.
Yeah.
And that's what's so jarring about it.
And even if you were trying to go with like a darker humored movie, the music still doesn't fit. Or
Yeah,
work.
you still have to make that music.
Yeah, it still doesn't work.
Yeah, you have to make it work for what you're going for.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's like I said, like I said before, with the music from this, it sounds like something from like an early '90s like low budget kids movie. Like
I
said,
agree. Yeah, that's
you know
exactly
what,
what
I mean?
it
And
sounds like.
It sounds dumb and cheap and just dumb.
Mm-hmm. It
Like
did
somebody
not go
somebody
well.
had this in the back of their sound room. Like, oh yeah, I recorded this about 3 years ago, and I just never.
It was
used
supposed to
it.
be for some Nickelodeon show, but I got it, so it's free. We can use it.
Yeah, they didn't like Nickelodeon didn't like it, so they wouldn't buy it. So
Yeah.
it's yours.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I
On
didn't,
discount.
I didn't get like the horror factor from this movie at all. Like the first one, I had more horror factor than
This one's more of a because like in the first one, there wasn't a lot of gore. It was just
no, but
shocking.
yeah.
And with this one,
There's a lot
they
more
try to
gore.
shock you more with the gore
Mhm.
than
Yeah, but-
anything.
Mhm.
So
Like-
because it's pretty much the same fucking movie.
yeah. Well,
Like in a sense, anyway.
Leatherface
Sort of.
was a little bit more or a lot more intense in the first one than this one.
Oh yeah, far
a
more
lot more
intimidating.
intense.
And I didn't like his mumbling in this one either.
Yeah.
Like in the first one, you didn't really hear much.
A couple of squeals from
Yeah, a
him, that's
little
about
like
it.
a little bit here. Yeah, a little bit. But like in this one, every 2 seconds with the
Like he's a mumbling dog or something.
yeah, like he's not.
like it's a sad puppy dog or
Yeah,
something.
he's not like that.
Yeah.
You know, like
I don't know. Watching, I used to love this movie. And
I
watched it
know.
this
Like
time and I'm
I
like,
remember.
man,
I remember.
This is why I'm like I'm always like, oh, I love that movie, and then I'll go to watch it. I'm like, what fucking happened?
Didn't you say that this was gonna happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
I think I did. Yeah.
So, also, this was another thing that I really drove me crazy is like Dennis Hopper's character. Like, I get that it's Dennis Hopper and that's just what he does. But, like, there were several times in this movie that, like, I just wanted him to go away. Like, he runs up and he's gonna, like, save her, and the first thing he does is pull out, like, a skeleton arm, and then he acts, like, surprised when it breaks.
Yeah.
For
And
real?
then, yeah, and then he runs
a
in there.
vine would have worked better than that.
Yeah. And then he runs in there with those chainsaws, and the first thing he does is start, like, chopping at the support system and saying, bring it all down. There are still people in there who probably want to get out.
Yeah. Right.
So,
Yeah, you don't know who's in there. For all you know, Stretch is still alive.
yeah, like,
and all
so
that.
maybe do that on your way out. You know,
Yeah.
like, you save the girl and then bring it all down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Because like he kept separating her from him too.
Yeah, like, I don't know
The
what
writing
the fuck.
of these characters. So the character writing in this movie is garbage. Like the characters aren't written with
Properly.
any sense.
Mm-mm.
Like they have no sense at all.
Mm-mm.
Even Stretch has no sense.
No.
Like
how the hell didn't the family hear him running the chainsaw, cutting the
I
beams?
don't know.
Yeah, until he got too close
Yeah.
enough to cut them.
right, I didn't understand either. And his yelling and
Bring it all down.
bring it all down. He's
Yeah.
talking about oh Jesus and God and all this stuff. It's like what
Well,
the fuck?
And like, okay, and then like LG still being alive. At first, when he stood up, I was like, okay,
Right?
what?
Yeah.
And then
That
like,
dude would have done bled out or at least died from shock.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like when he stood up, and then like when he died again and said, "Oh shit," I was kind of like, "That's funny." Like, okay, that was kind of funny.
Dude, he
But-
was just conveniently alive.
Yeah, he was just convenient. Like
he was
long
probably the
enough that-
only character in the whole movie written halfway decent.
Right, right. I
And
mean,
he
like,
wouldn't even that he didn't even have a lot.
I
of
get that
screen
he
time.
only lived long enough to like push the plot a little bit, but I did like that he, you know, woke up and like, oh shit, as he died. Like that
Yeah.
was kind of funny to me. But like, yeah, I agree. And like, not one of these characters was well written
And
enough
she
to make.
loved him? Is that what she said?
Yeah, she said, "I love you," even though like I don't know.
I don't think she loved him in that way. I
Yeah,
think
she
she just
loved
loved
him-
him like that he was a close friend and she loved him.
Yeah, that's what I got out of it.
Yeah,
too.
I don't think it had anything to do
brotherly love, friendly
Yeah.
love,
Yeah.
whatever you want to
Oh, I
call
was
it.
gonna say because wasn't he like madly in love with her or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
with.
was.
Probably.
I'll tell you what, though, my favorite quote out of the movie was,
Lick my plate, you dog dick. That's my
"Damn
favorite.
property taxes fuck up everything."
That's funny. Too.
That
yeah,
was fun.
That was funny.
Oh, and what was the other one? There was another one I wrote down too. "I'm the Lord of the Harvest." Is that some new health
Oh
food
yeah,
pun?
I heard that. It's fucking hilarious. Is that some new
health food?
health food or something?
Health food chain.
Yeah, health food chain.
Yeah, that
I'm the
was
Lord of the
pretty
Harvest. What is that? Some kind of new health food chain?
good. Yeah, those were the two times that he said something, and I was like, "That's hilarious." I'm gonna write that down. But everything else,
Some of the shit that Chop Top says. Nam flashbacks. Nam flashbacks.
I mean,
Maybe
Chop
not
Top
Flash.
was easily the only character in here that was worth anything.
Yeah,
But-
he's the only thing that I love about.
But
this
he
movie.
doesn't. He doesn't belong.
No, even he's a little too over the top at times,
Mhm.
and just too much to take.
He doesn't belong in this family from what you get from the first one.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I agree. Unless Vietnam just made him crazier.
And it might have. So when he came back, if that family was the way they were in the first one, he came back that way. I could see a lot of beatings.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, maybe he'd still be that way, but if the family wouldn't like change to be like him, you know? That's probably my biggest gripe about this movie. As much as none of us loved the first one, what the first one had going for it was realism and horror and being a legit terrifying movie if it was a real thing. Like legit, if that was real, if those people existed. And that was what it did for the horror genre too, right?
Yeah.
Exploitation. Those people, if those people are real and we believe that they are, right? That's the horrifying part, is that if those people are real and they really exist somewhere, wherever, that's the terrifying part, right? This movie negates all of that.
I agree.
And that is the worst thing that this movie does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's the part that I hated the most.
Yeah, it just kind of like took the original and just kind of turned it on its head.
It shit on it.
and,
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of shit on it. I agree. So you guys done with your notes then?
Yeah.
Let's
I'm
get
done.
into rating it then.
Let's rock out this bitch.
All right. Madison, let's start with you. What do you think?
Girl, I hated this movie.
I'm not your girl. Stop calling me girl.
Girl.
Sorry. Dude, I hated this movie. Like, with a burning passion.
Really? You just hated it that much? Huh?
Yes.
You can't do a 0 because I don't have zeros.
2.
Okay.
Two? Just two.
It's a 2, motherfucker.
It was enough to keep me awake.
Out
And
of
it
sheer,
had the
like-
beginning going for it. The beginning, it was like building
It got your
up.
attention.
Right.
The beginning, it wasn't that bad.
then
Like,
it,
at
like-
first, it was like, all right, okay. And then you get into, like, the
and
rest
then
of
it
the
did
movie.
a swan dive off
I
the
was
side
so-
of that hole.
I was so
Yeah.
at the beginning of this movie, like, all in. Like, this is going to be amazing. Like, this is going to be awesome.
Especially the beginning scene where they're
I know,
like,
me and
in
Ada
the
were
truck
sitting
and
next to
everything.
each
Well,
other.
even in the radio station when Chop Top shows up and everything, I was
I
still
know,
all
like-
in.
Yeah.
I was still.
And then he got a little pervy, and I was like, okay.
That was weird. Let's keep going.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then she fell down a hole, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, once it went down into
Okay.
like the cave system thing, it was over.
I'll
for
be
me.
honest. That part where Leatherface comes out of the darkness, it
It
got me a
scared me.
little.
Oh,
Yeah, that one, yeah.
It got me a
I
little
got
because
you.
I was like, I was kind of
In,
like
the,
just,
in the radio
I-
station?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't really like.
Because he does. He
Paying
comes
attention.
right out
I
of
knew
Yeah.
it.
I knew he was in there. That's
I knew
why
he was in there
didn't-
somewhere, but I was expecting him to be upstairs somewhere.
No, I was expecting to be in that dark room.
Did you?
Yeah.
I wasn't at all. I wasn't expecting him in there at all, and like I was just
And
kind
then
of
he
sitting
turned
there.
on the light, and you're like, oh.
Well, no, the light didn't come on at all. He just came out.
No,
and,
the light
No,
came
he
on.
turned
did
on
it?
the light.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You're
Chop
right.
Top turned the light
Yeah,
on.
you're right. And like when he come out of there,
He was like,
like
let's
I
look
didn't
at some
jump.
radio.
I didn't jump. I just
TVs.
went, oh.
Yeah,
Like,
he's-
it was
As
kind
soon
of.
as
I
he
guess
kept
it's
on-
like my
he
version
He
of
kept on
jumping.
pulling stretch towards the
Yeah,
rim. He's
yeah.
like, yeah, let's go look in here. He goes, and I was like, yep, he's going to run right out.
Yeah, that still didn't help me though, because I was like, ah, there he is.
No, because
Like-
the further we got in the movie, I was sitting next to Ada. I was going,
Mm-hmm.
what is
Yeah.
actually going on?
Yeah, it was like
right now?
after we left the
What
radio
am I
station
watching?
is where it went downhill. Yeah.
You see, the more we watch the Texas Chainsaw, I don't understand. Like, where did your fear of chainsaws come from?
It's the sound.
Just the sound of it?
Yeah, and can you imagine that thing
really
tearing
loud.
into you? Like
Well, it's just, I don't know.
that's painful. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
Just a 2. I'm done.
Okay, you're done.
Over it.
All right.
Okay, so it's my turn. Sorry.
You're fine.
Oh, man. Well, I don't think as highly of this movie as I used to. I haven't seen this movie in about 15 years, though, either. So, I still love Chop Top. I don't care what anybody says. One of my favorite lines from all movies ever is "Lick my plate, you dog dick." That's still one of the best lines ever. Um, there's a lot about this movie. The music sucks. The writing sucks. The movie was okay development wise until it went into the underground stuff. Don't get me wrong, I think that set was cool, but the story itself fell off. Like the set itself was cool. They could have done a lot with that. And I think they tried to, but it didn't work because it was hard to follow it because you're like, what the fuck is going on? Like it just like they
Everything I
wanted to
had going for
recreate-
it at the beginning,
Yeah.
it just sort of just fell apart.
It was like
at that
like
point.
them trying to recreate the house with
I
the
was lost at the
woods
beginning,
and all
too.
that, but
Were ya?
under
Yeah, you hear the fucking dude laugh the whole damn time. I was like, all right, I'm ready to turn it off.
Oh no, I was all in until they went underground.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was
when,
where it
when
fell
the dude
apart
was
for me,
laughing
too.
the whole damn time. I was just like, I want to just turn this damn movie.
Well,
off.
yeah, it was
yeah,
them going underground. I will give them.
You're
I will
supposed
give
to
them,
hate the chodes at the beginning.
Yeah, you're supposed to hate those guys.
Yeah.
I will give credit where credit is due. The old man's makeup looked really good in this one.
Mhm.
I thought it looked really well done. I thought Chop Top's makeup was good.
A lot of the practical effects.
A lot of
in
the
it was
practical
pretty
stuff
good.
in it was
Well,
good.
it's Tom Savini.
That is true. You're right. Yeah, it is Tom Savini. So I'm not. Yeah, you can't go wrong there. What am I thinking? Of course, it's Tom Savini. Like I saw his name at the beginning of the movie too.
I haven't read that down. That's
yeah.
a plus.
That's the only
That's
like
definitely a
plus
plus.
you have with this movie is the practical effects in it.
Yeah, right. So I think for me, like the writing sucks, the music sucks, the acting for the most part sucks. I liked a few of the characters. I love Chop Top. I've always loved Chop Top. I still love him. Stretch is okay. I like her in some ways more than Sally, but in other ways I like Sally
You
more
mean
because
Sarah? I thought her
Sally.
name
her name
was
was
Sarah.
Sally. As a final girl type of deal, but I didn't like Dennis Hopper's character. I thought he was really out of place, and the way the character was played was really weird. The chainsaw stuff was dumb. Him hacking away at the thing, like that's one thing that I didn't like was him hacking away at
That
the
was so dumb.
logs with the fucking chainsaw. I was like, this is retarded.
I never liked Dennis Hopper's character even before we went underground. I thought he was
I never did
over
either.
the top and
Yeah, I never did either.
dumb, and I totally thought Stretch was going to be like the home run in this movie. In
Yeah,
my opinion,
right.
I really did.
Mm-hmm. But for me, I think I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna go as hard. I'm gonna give it a 4.5, because it still had potential. The sets are nice. The sets look good. I think everything about the movie is good. It's just the writing, man. The writing and the music is what kills it. It just, I don't know where they went wrong. Like in the second half, they were just like, oh, we got the first half done. Let's just go ahead and slop together the rest. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
And it just falls off, like I said, it falls off a cliff right there. As soon as they go into that tunnel system, it's like, it just falls off from there for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't understand how they get away with any of that with that giant tunnel system.
Yeah.
Makes no sense, but whatever. But yeah, 4.5 for me.
For me, a lot of what you said, like I put the soundtrack. The soundtrack is just terrible. It sounds so cheap. I hated with a passion the Stretch and Leatherface love story thing going on there. Again, it plays into what I said about cheapening the first one and all that. I hated that with a passion. At the end too, I felt like they sort of replayed the dinner scene. Just, I guess if you're going to copy someone, you can copy yourself. That's fine. But maybe a little originality would be good, even if you're gonna redo yourself. Maybe
Right.
do something a little different, because the entire movie is different, really, except that
Mm-hmm.
it's
Well,
almost like a carbon copy of
they-
the dinner scene from the first one.
They did a
Yep.
little differences on it. Grandpa actually got to struck her in the head.
Yeah.
Well, he struck her in the head in the first one, just not very hard, and he didn't
Knocked
hit her
her
very
out
hard
this
in this one
time.
I
either.
thought he missed her in the first
No,
one.
he hit her a couple of times.
He just didn't hit her very
He
hard.
just knocked
Mhm.
her out this time.
Yeah.
Well, actually, he didn't even knock her out.
Yeah,
No, because
She
she.
was just looking up. She was a little dazed.
yeah, she was a little dazed, but yeah.
I don't remember her hitting her.
Yeah, he did in
in
the first one.
at all.
Mm-hmm. And I put, of course, with Savini, at the helm, the practical effects and the makeup, perfect, as always.
Did you guys catch Toby Hooper in this one?
No.
He was in the hallway in Lefty's hotel place. He was in the hallway. He went, but he was the one that walked by Stretch as she was approaching the door.
Oh, okay.
He was one of the
no, I
partiers.
did not notice
Yeah.
that. Mm-mm.
I could tell it was him because of his beard and his dark hair and everything.
No, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. Mm-mm. One plus I will give it, and you guys didn't like it, but I thought it was a plus, was the chainsaw showdown. I kind of thought that was fun.
I thought it was dumb.
I thought it was fun to watch two people sword fighting with chainsaws.
It was kind of funny in that aspect.
It
because,
was
like,
funny,
they're
yeah.
literally
I'm not saying that I liked it because, you know, the hacking of the chainsaws was stupid, but we're already at that point. So they're sword fighting with chainsaws, and we're already here.
Right.
So I'm just gonna have fun with it at this point. So I was just kind of like, they're sword fighting with chainsaws, amazing. Like that was just where I was. But to me, the biggest downfall is what the first one's done for horror, and then what this one came in and did behind it. Completely negates everything that first one did, and to me, that's the biggest slap in the face that Toby Hooper did to himself, and I just don't understand that. So I'm gonna give it a 3.
Okay.
So
As you should, Slay.
That's probably the lowest you've ever given any movie.
no, I've done a 2 before.
On what?
Hold on.
She's looking. You can go ahead. Eric.
So, yeah. The only plus I really have for this is literally the practical effects, the gore, everything else in this movie. Eat dog shit. I mean, it was
Oh,
It was
I'm sorry. Hocus Pocus 2 was also a 3. I thought I gave it a 2.
Oh.
I honestly did not think I'd give this one a lower score than the first one. But if all I can say for this movie is the practical effects is good, I cannot get behind and give anything good in the score, so I'm giving it a 1.
Oh, dang. That might be the lowest score.
No.
No, because
No,
giving
there's still
one.
0.
Josh gave a 0, didn't he? Well, he doesn't count. He's not on this podcast. Sorry,
Okay,
Josh.
so out of all of us, then yeah, that probably is the lowest. I don't think anybody's given a 1 before.
I can't give it any higher than a 1 because the practical effects is the only thing that's good that came out of this movie for
Yeah.
me.
You're not wrong. If
I'm
that's
not-
the only
yeah,
thing you
not
got,
right.
then
Yeah,
I can't.
one thing you can say about this movie is the practical effects are good. They
Tom
look
Savini
good.
never fails.
No, Tom Savini always delivers.
Yeah.
That's why he's the man.
It
So
did
we're
look
at
a
a-
lot like they were like when he stuck the chainsaw in his stomach. It looked like, you know, that expanding foam
Yeah.
was what was around the chainsaw.
Oh.
I didn't really notice that. What I was really paying attention to was like the grandpa, and I think it was because I was so blown away that we were just reliving the same scene again. But I was really looking at grandpa because in the first one, I was kind of blown away in the first one at how well the makeup was for grandpa in the first one, and then watching it again and kind of going, so Tom Savini's doing it this time, and it looks amazing, but it doesn't look that much different than they had it in the
See,
first
the
one. So, like,
first one,
whoever
looked,
did it in the first one did a great job too.
the
you
first
know?
one
On the
looked
grandpa?
more.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree. I think the one in the first one, it would look like more of a mask. Than
Well,
anything.
it did. I agree. But what I'm saying is that, like, whoever did it in the first one, given what they had to work with, right? They did an amazing job because in this one they had a bigger budget and they had Tom Savini.
Yeah, true.
Well, see, in the
You see what
first
I'm
one,
saying?
the
Yeah, I
first
get what
one,
you're
it
saying.
looked like he had more, like less. I would say he was more decomposed in the first one.
Well, yeah, it's
than-
been
Yeah.
13 years.
No, I'm saying
in the
in the
first
first
one,
one, he
Oh,
was
yeah,
more
yeah, yeah.
decomposed than
Yeah.
the second
I agree.
one.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
Like he got more
His
life
eyes were hollowed out
given
more.
to him
Yeah.
in the past 13
Maybe that's
years.
how he's lived all these years, by eating people. He just
Yeah, maybe he
Gaining
got
more life.
Yeah,
from
maybe he's
sucking
gotten
on their more blood.
Yeah, maybe he's gotten to eat a little bit more because it seems like with Drayton's business, they've really flourished.
Yeah,
You know, so like maybe he's gotten more
nourishment.
nourishment. Yeah.
that was a really nice truck he was driving at the beginning.
hmm
Yeah,
So
Maybe
Yeah.
they made some deals with the devil or something.
So we're at a 2.6.
2.6. That's pretty fucking low. Who wants to do the Rotten Tomatoes this week?
You want me
Anybody? Any volunteers?
I got you.
Madison?
I would say I don't care. It don't matter to me. I can do it.
first one
I
to
got
it.
you, Bill.
Yeah. I don't think this is going to be a very high one.
I mean, on Rotten Tomatoes, no.
I don't know, because there's a lot of people that really like Bill Moses' character in this one, and don't get me wrong, he did amazing, but he couldn't save it.
No, he couldn't save the movie.
I'm going to give it like a 30%.
Oh, for critics?
Critics,
that's a
30.
good one. 35.
You're going to get 30, 35?
1986.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm going to go 40.
I think Eric's going to get it.
I think he will too. I think
Okay,
it's lower.
So 40.
Don't let me see
35.
it. I said 40.
35.
And
35.
30.
He said 30.
Dad's gonna take it. It was 50 for the
What?
yeah
Really?
critics.
Critics?
Critics gave it a 50%?
What?
Yeah.
Only because Tom Savini's in it. Or he did the makeup effects.
Yeah, he bribed people probably.
Yeah. What's the critics' consensus say?
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. 2 shocks with a gonzo blend of over-the-top humor and gore, but without the tense atmosphere of its predecessor, the stake feels lower.
Agreed.
Yeah.
60% is what I'm going for.
The audience?
Audience.
The
Um,
audience? I think
60?
the audience is higher.
You think?
This
you're
movie, I
60?
guarantee you, this movie has more of a cult following than you think.
I agree with you, but I'm still going 60.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's going to have more of a cult following than, which is going to raise the score.
Yeah, I'm saying 60.
I'm going to say 50.
Oh, you guys suck. You're like in that range too, where I was like 55% maybe.
I mean, I almost had John Whitaker eye from when she said 50 on the critics.
You
John
what?
Whitaker
I
eye.
almost had John Whitaker eye. My eye started twitching a little bit.
You know what? I'm gonna go. What'd you say?
60.
50.
50. I'm going 45.
45 on the dot.
Huh?
It's 45.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Suck
You
it.
Son
Yeah.
of a bitch.
I know. I was like, well, Aaron's gonna get it because he wants to go higher. Run.
I was gonna go higher than you guys, but
Good job.
I guess.
Son of a
He
bitch.
cheated.
Yeah, she showed him. He said, don't show me.
Oh, I didn't see it, but
Yeah.
like she had her phone until then. I was like, whoa,
She
hey.
did low key.
Like,
Yeah,
Dad, look,
yeah.
look.
Dad,
Just,
I got
just
a
a little
car.
quick.
Dad.
This is my payback.
Oh, he bribed her with the car.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what it is.
that's what it was.
You're gonna tell me that, right?
Mhm.
Even
Yep.
though we didn't know who was gonna do the
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes today.
No, they planned
They
this
planned
before.
it out.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like, I'll do it. I'll do
All right,
it.
but you gotta like act like you didn't know, and you like volunteered to do it.
I did do it.
As they continue to talk
Yeah.
about it in front of us, like
Yeah.
We're telling you, we're like the bad guys at the end of the movie. We're telling you our whole.
they're
plan.
monologuing.
Yeah,
We've got time to get away.
Mwah. Oh.
Oh wait, no.
Oh.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Where's the
Oh my God.
Who
Nope.
took the gun? Where
Charles
did
too.
Sydney go? This is bad. Anyways.
All right.
sorry.
You're
That's
gonna read a few of the.
horrible acting. Yeah. 1 star, James T. I'm 10 minutes in and I wish I was dead.
I like his analogy.
It
Is
was
that all
like-
he said?
It was a li-
I was gonna say if
can't
he left it right there, I'd have been like golden.
Like I
can't
said, I
believe
like
it's
the guy's
same
analogy.
Director as the first one. There must have been fentanyl in his cocaine. It feels like it was made by someone whose friend had told them about the first movie, but they never watched it, and also their friend was drunk when they watched it.
Makes sense. He laid it out.
He's
pretty.
not wrong.
He's not wrong, and he's right. Like he was on fentanyl, or like he had ADHD, like really bad.
1 star by Red T. I don't really know what to say besides this is horrifically misguided in all the wrong ways. This tries to be comedy and a horror at the same time, in a surreal, almost slapstick way, and the end result is one of the nuttiest things I've ever seen. This leads to just bizarre pacing, set design, and bizarrely acted characters that are memorable for all the wrong reasons. If there is a wrong or right with something like this, this is almost indescribable and just something you have to see to understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I got. If you like just nutty, ridiculous stuff, this is definitely worth your time. Otherwise, for the other 99% of the sane people, you can skip this and go on with your lives, okay?
Right.
Which is weird. I usually like nutty
Just
and crazy
give
and
us one
ridiculous.
more, and we'll move on here.
Short one or a long one?
Whatever you think is funnier.
I
Meh.
like the funny, stupid, bad ones.
Paul
Yeah.
Rudd wasn't in it.
It's
Is
Jerry's
Jerry
fault.
involved?
Jerry's fault.
Yeah, Jerry
Yeah.
probably isn't doing.
Just do the fucking dishes, Jerry.
Yeah. Sweep the floor every once in a while.
Yeah. People are
Cook
listening.
dinner.
Like, if you imagine people coming in on this is like the first podcast.
Yeah, like who the fuck is Jerry?
Jerry? Like,
I made
yeah.
a TikTok about it. Just find it, and
Yeah.
what was that pod? I don't remember.
Pinhead became God.
What was that? What movie did
I
we
think
do
it was.
for
Oh
that?
shit! I don't remember. I want to. No, it wasn't the.
There was a
Frighteners.
negative review that somebody had left. And
Yeah,
she
it was.
started
It
bitching.
was some the space. It was Spaceballs, wasn't it?
No,
No, I don't think it was
think so.
Spaceballs.
No.
God, I make
I
so many
can't
damn
even think.
TikToks. I don't remember. That was the one I
Well,
used.
we've done 70, almost 80.
That was the timestamp I used from that one. Well, I mean, I've got several timestamps now from different
What
ones. but
podcast number is this? Like 78?
It's something like that.
77?
1 star. What an awful, loud, bloody mess of a film this was. The only mild positive about this movie was Dennis Hopper. Why he agreed to be in this pathetic charade of a charade of a film is beyond me.
Must be
This
Dennis
film
that's
seems to
writing
tear
this.
down everything that made the original a success. Why Toby Hooper felt this was a good idea was beyond me. I credit him for the downfall of this series. What a joke. None of it worked. Grotesque and vile.
Not wrong.
Not wrong.
As much as the first one wasn't my favorite or a favorite or great, what it did right, this one decimated.
People who say that they loved the first one so much are the people who are like, they only love it because it's cool to love it. And because of what it did for the horror community. That's it. Other than that, they don't actually love the movie. They just love what it did.
This
for
one's
the
1 star. It says the first part. It says the first part then also had some sense, but this part doesn't have any sense. It was just a whole family that was against a girl, and they called the movie a massacre. Movie was nothing but full of irritating noises and screams. Overall, it was just a skippable movie, which is easy to forget. And I probably will forget this movie. In like
I wouldn't blame you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one was amazing because of the brutality of it. That, you know, he just walks out, bashes that guy over the head. There's no remorse.
Yeah, the pure
There's no
shock
care.
factor,
Yeah.
There's no reasoning.
Pick that
You're not
girl
gonna
up,
reason
set her
with
on
this
a
guy.
hook,
This
and
wasn't a
then
massacre. He killed one person.
Well, like,
yeah, he
you're-
did it
you're not
without
gonna-
remorse, with
Yeah.
no
You're not
no
gonna reason
feeling.
with him. You're not gonna reason with him.
So
No.
Lefty
You're not
did.
gonna walk in.
I assume so.
You're not gonna walk in like Stretch did and go, "Oh, I'll fuck you if you just put that chainsaw down." That's not gonna That's not a thing. That's not gonna happen.
Mm-mm.
But yet in this one, they make that family like they're idiots, and you can reason with them. Everything that they did right in the first movie, they negated with this one,
Yep.
and that's my biggest complaint about this one.
Right.
I can deal with bullshit, stupid movies. I do it all the time.
Yeah,
If
like
this movie-
Leatherface's hormones finally kicked in or something.
Yeah,
Like,
if this
Right.
movie was a standalone film or the first one of it, like, maybe I could go, oh, okay, it's a fun romp, whatever. But because it's the second one and the first one did that brutalness and that no remorse and all of that stuff right,
Yep.
I can't stand behind this
I
one.
agree. All right. Well, let's move on here. Let's get into our trivia.
Sweet ass trivia with Karen.
Okay. I did like this. So the family group shot, as seen in the advertisements, posters, and video covers. Have you guys seen this?
Yeah, it's just the one where they're all just sitting there together or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
It uses the same positioning as the promotional group shot for the movie The Breakfast Club. So if you look at it,
I was wondering about that. Like, why was this popular in the 80s? Like these,
no, it's
Group shots.
they literally
that it was just
they did it on purpose.
Okay.
Yeah. The corpse that Chop Top and Leatherface carry around with them and affectionately called Nubbins also appeared in the original cover art is that of the hitchhiker from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Nubbins Sawyer. Bill Moseley created a short film parody entitled The Texas Chainsaw Manicure, where he played a small role as the hitchhiker and showed it to a screenwriter who was able to show it to Toby Hooper. Hooper loved it and kept Moseley in mind for a part should he ever make a sequel. When the time came to cast The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, Moseley was contacted for the role of Chop Top, the hitchhiker's twin brother. Bill Moseley has said that his role as Chop Top is his favorite of his own.
I do love Bill Moseley. Bill Moseley's one of my favorite horror movie actors.
For sure. I mean, he's easily the best part of this movie, for sure.
He is best. He's the best part of this movie. He's one of the best parts of all three of the Firefly movies. Is a lot of people like the Rob Zombie House of a Thousand Corpses movies. I love him in those. He was great in the Night of the Living Dead remake, even though he was only in it for a short time. I just love Bill Moseley, though. I think he's a
Whatever
fantastic
movie
actor.
he's in, he's usually the one that kind of
I don't know how
stands
many.
out.
Yeah, I don't know how many people here have seen Repo the Genetic Opera, but he plays one of the brothers in that. He's amazing in that movie. You don't know it, but he can actually sing. He also has a band, and he's actually dressed up as Chop Top before and performed with Buckethead. He's just an awesome dude.
Yeah.
And if you've seen him in real life, he's a very clean cut guy.
Mm-hmm.
Very clean cut.
I know the first time I saw him, like, just regular, I was like,
Yeah.
Hmm?
Hey, he looks like he could be your uncle
mm-hmm.
or your dad. That's it. Like, he's just a really
Like,
clean
probably
cut.
shows up at
He's very polite.
like, with
He
the
speaks
mashed
with
potatoes.
He actually speaks with a lot of like intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
He's a really smart dude.
Mhm.
So
Probably sits in front of the fireplace reading, like,
novels and
novels
shit.
and
Like
stuff.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
hey, Uncle Bill.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Puffing on his pipe, like yes, sir.
Oh,
I don't think
tea
he's
is
like
on?
that.
Like-
Yeah. He's a super nice guy though.
Yeah.
Like he's really cool.
Yeah. Dennis Hopper thought this was the worst movie he'd ever been in. He later said the same thing about Super Mario Brothers in '93.
Which I chose as my favorite movie of his.
Yeah.
And I did this before you guys said that. I'm terribly sorry.
Oh well, it is what it is.
Lefty finds the skeleton of Franklin sitting in his wheelchair from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Lefty is Franklin and Sally's uncle. Carolyn Williams wanted to make a strong impression at her audition. When she was called in, she went to the end of the hallway and ran screaming into the room, where she pulled Toby Hooper and L.M. Kit Carson out of their seats and used the chairs to barricade the door before she began her scene. It's a pretty good way
That's
to
a
get
good
the
way to sell it. Yeah.
Yeah.
She never got another movie role again though.
Yeah, she did.
I don't know. I was just joking.
No, she actually has played Stretch quite a few times.
In what?
She's always a reporter of some kind.
In Toby Hooper's movies or just in
Different movies, but it's always Stretch. Like, it doesn't always say it's her, but it's like an uncredited thing. Like, it's a sort of like a horror homage kind of deal. Like, if you see her and she's a reporter, it's Stretch.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah. Tom Savini once stated that the makeup effects that he created for Grandpa is his most proud accomplishment, which he compares to the makeup for the aged Dustin Hoffman in Little Big Man in 1970.
See, I told you it was good. I wasn't just.
Well, yeah.
It's good that I noticed that it was good and he was proud of it. Me and Tom Savini have like an unspoken bond.
Do you?
Yeah, that's Sex Machine, man.
Yeah.
I'm no sex machine. He's what I aspire to be.
Many fans of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre of 1974 disliked this movie due to its emphasis on gore and wacky humor. Toby Hooper has argued that the black humor was also present in the original film, but viewers did not acknowledge it because of its shocking content. As a matter of fact, he consciously concentrated on the black comedy element of this film, as he felt that it had been overlooked in the original movie.
No shit.
I'd really like to know where it is in the original movie.
We overlooked it, Karen.
I am a black humor, like, aficionado.
That's because
I love that shit.
he might have some dark humor in it, but it's oversaturated with shock value and.
I feel like the hiker was the one with the most dark humor.
Yeah, maybe the most dark
The
humor. was
Hitchhiker, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He had that, and I get that.
But nothing else.
Yeah, that's it.
But
He's
even
the only one.
with the Hitchhiker, you just pass him off as crazy. Like that's it. Like,
The Hitchhiker had that a little bit of what you see in Bill Moseley's character.
A little bit.
So you
yeah.
can see that they're brothers. You can see that they're twins.
They're
you
both
can see,
nuts. Yeah.
You can see that.
You can see the mirrors of each
Yeah,
other.
you can see it.
They both even carry the same straight blade. or
Yeah,
whatever.
you can see it. So yeah, okay, if that's the dark humor I'm supposed to be seeing, I see it. But yeah, I'm not getting into it. I already said what I had to say. A fire erupted one night in the downtown Austin building where much of the movie took place. When firemen arrived, they found bodies and thought they'd stumble upon the lair of a psychopathic murderer. When originally submitted to the MPAA, it received an X certificate, prompting the filmmakers to release it as unrated. In contrast to the majority of horror films, all the victims who die are men, and the body count in this one is only 8. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay. You heard it here, people. That's it. Please, to God, don't give us another Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie.
Oh
for a
wait, they
while.
did.
No, I mean like
Oh,
Out of the box.
out of the box.
I can't
And honestly, the
control what
newer
comes out of
ones,
the box.
after watching these, the newer ones are better.
be
I
honest.
know, right? Like, I remember liking the remake.
Yeah, the remake wasn't bad.
No.
The sequel to the remake wasn't bad. The
I like
one
Of
the
that
course,
was
I remember
on,
liking
Netflix.
this one too, but apparently I've never seen
the
this
one
all
on
the way.
Netflix is not bad. I don't know what people hate about that movie so much. I'm like, that is not a bad movie.
Right.
I think original, like people who are fans of the original, probably don't like.
maybe, yeah,
You
I
know.
guess.
But
They
it was
don't-
still good.
They're like, oh, elevated horror, no. It's like, whatever, dude. Whatever.
Elevated horror now. That was funny. Oh no.
All right, let's see what we're doing next
Oh
week.
no, not
I can't.
that.
If it's
Oh,
Texas
boy.
Chainsaw, you're putting it back.
I quit if it's Texas Chainsaw.
You can't
Texas
quit something
Chainsaw.
on high five.
Old school.
Okay.
Old school? All right.
Old school.
Is that a comedy?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
You're my
nothing-
boy, Blue.
You're my boy, Blue.
I ain't seen that movie in a minute.
I haven't yet. Well, it's one of my favorite comedy
Where's
movies.
it streaming at?
I haven't gotten there yet.
Well, you should probably get there. Now.
Bitch.
I said,
I said,
bitch.
Oh shit, where is it at?
We need that as a button too.
I said,
I said, bitch.
I looked her
'Cause you guys
dead
say
in
that
her
an
eyes
awful
and I
lot.
said,
Bitch.
bitch.
You gotta look around first.
Eric would be
I said-
using
I
it
said-
all the time because it's all he calls Karen.
I probably deserved it.
No, I don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't either.
Boo.
He acts like I'm so mean. Like, I am probably the nicest sister in the world.
Streaming on
Nicer than
Paramount.
I would have been.
Yeah, streaming on
Damn.
Paramount Plus. And where else? It's just rent.
Paramount Plus. Guess what? I canceled that shit, but I've still got it for another week or two.
You better jump on that shit real quick.
Yeah.
You canceled Paramount
Fuck yeah, I did,
Plus?
man. I'm tired of paying for all these goddamn subscriptions, man. You
I'm
watch
about-
one. There's like
Paramount
one
Plus.
show on it that you watch. You're like,
I'm about to cancel everything but
I
Max.
watch How to Train
I'm about
Your
to cancel
Dragons
everything but
on
Max
there.
and Netflix.
I watch How
Because
to.
those are the only two things that I watch.
I don't
watch-
remember the
I
last
watch
time I
everything,
watched
pretty
Netflix.
much.
I watch
to
the
be honest.
fuck out of Netflix,
Yeah.
man.
I
That's the
wa-
one I watch the most. That'll be the last one I get rid of if I have to get rid of them all.
I watch How to Train Your Dragon on Paramount Plus,
Okay.
and you canceled it.
It's not.
You picked it up in broad daylight and you canceled it.
You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. Sorry, it was a Predator
Yeah,
reference.
I got it.
All right, next week we will be doing
Old school.
Old School with
Will Ferrell.
Luke Wilson,
Luke
Yep.
Wilson.
Luke Wilson, Will
Ferrell.
Vince
Ferrell?
Vaughn,
Vince
Oh.
Vaughn.
Wait,
Vince Vaughn's got to be one of
Jeremy
my favorites.
Piven.
Jeremy Piven. God, I forgot he was in
Earmuffs.
it.
Yeah,
what's that one movie with Jack? School of Rock.
Mhm.
School of
That's
Rock.
what I was
Yeah.
just thinking about.
Yeah,
Dude,
Anyway.
Gage was obsessed with that movie for a while.
yeah, they
School of
were
Rock.
too. Yeah,
Good
people
Lord.
still love that fucking movie.
It was a
It's-
good
I've
movie,
never
but like,
seen
my
it.
God, I think I watched it 1,000 times because
I've only
of
seen
him.
it like once.
I've never seen it.
What they name Will Ferrell in this movie?
Tank.
Tank.
Oh,
Yeah,
Frank
But
the
they
Tank.
didn't name him that. That was already his
Yeah,
nickname.
it was a nickname.
Frank the Tank.
the Tank.
All right, so check out all our social stuff. Don't forget to go to X and Instagram,
TikTok.
Facebook, TikTok.
Gotcha.
Check those out. Don't forget to tell your friends to like, share, subscribe, comment.
And you yourself.
Give
like,
us some
share, and
ratings,
subscribe?
man. I haven't told you guys this for a while,
Oh,
but
yeah.
how about rating us on Spotify or YouTube or whatever?
If you're on Instagram, hook a sister up because I'm struggling with that one.
Struggling. with
I'm
that.
not doing so good with that one. I suck at it.
I don't know nothing about social stuff or anything.
I'm trying.
I do know Discord, though, which, by the way, you should join our Discord and come talk to us. Like I said, if we get enough people in there and you guys, I hear enough of an uproar about it, I would love to start, like, streaming the podcast when we record.
That would be
so
cool.
much fun.
Hmm.
And getting interaction from people on the Discord while we record would be a blast.
Right.
It'd be a lot of fun. I think a lot of people would be like, they'd have a lot to say.
It'd be funny if you could put it up on the screen.
You can.
Can you?
Yeah,
Like, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Like, because like I could just imagine reading that as we do this. Like,
Oh my god! Like, but then again, you got to worry about some people too. Like, you got to worry about what they're saying, and sometimes people
Well,
can be quite rude.
yeah,
You
but
don't
you
have
can
to
just,
repeat
you, can,
what
you don't have to
people say
repeat
on
that.
it,
You
they
can just like
skip
roll
by
on.
it. Yeah.
But if it's well, you're talking about like on the
Yeah, like
screen,
for us
not
to
on
read,
here.
we don't have to put it up there for everybody to see.
Well, that's usually how they do it. Whenever they stream, they'll have it up for everybody to see.
Yeah.
I don't know about all that. We're not very good with hard criticism.
I don't mind, but
I
All right. Anyway, next week, Old School. So go watch the movie on Paramount Plus. That way you can come listen to us talking about it next week. Until then,
goodbye.
Bye.
bye.